everyone, I'm Hal.
I'm Mal.
And we are
Mal
Productions. How are y'all doing? Hello, New Day. Congrats on being first DJ. I hope you're all having great days.
Hello.
It's Friday, thank God. Yeah. So how are y'all doing? Hope all is well. Like I said, you're very tired. I'm very tired. I had a really weird day at work today. I'm gonna talk a little bit about it.
I'm moving my microphone.
Whoops. But what are we doing today?
ATLA fanart. I'm gonna finish it. Yo.
We have one more character. It's Suki.
Yeah.
She always is forgotten, and so we couldn't forget her.
Yeah.
Right?
I was always planning on drawing her before I decided to draw the Azula squad.
And Iroh.
And Iroh. I was always planning on drawing her.
And then she got pushed back.
And then she got pushed back because nobody wanted her.
Poor Suki. Oh, poor
But
girl.
I will not forget her.
It's happening.
I drew Mei last time. Because
But
people
now-
wanted Mei more than Suki. Can you believe it?
Poor Suki.
I like Mei, so I mean, like, I can't even complain, but
I feel like of all the characters, Mei is kind of the most like you, potentially.
kinda.
Well, if her personality didn't revolve around Zuko.
Yeah.
If not, then I think you're most like Zuko.
I don't think I'm most like Zuko.
I don't know. I feel like, well, see,
Zuko's
that was
too
a very
angry,
Zuko
though.
answer, I feel like. Because I feel like Zuko doesn't think he's like Zuko. Right? You'll tell Zuko, like, if you would be like,
That's not what I'm like.
yeah, it's
Stop
like, I don't
it.
talk like that.
That's true.
Not my honor. Like, you know what I mean? I just learned that her voice actor is coming to a local convention. Ah, that's
Mei's
fun.
voice actor is Suki's.
Oh, that's a good point. We were talking about both. I'm guessing Suki, but
Okay.
I could be wrong. Reference. Ready to
Yes,
go.
I have my
Bam.
references already because I'm smart and
You thought it through.
I did think it through. Can I, like, please?
Okay. I've been told like quite a lot. I've been told I got this comment today, yesterday, and the day before yesterday from 3 completely separate people telling me I should like look into voice acting and become a voice actor. And I have mixed feelings about it because I do love the idea of being able to voice like anime characters and stuff, or like video game characters, stuff like that. But like, it's like such a daunting thing to get into. I will say, I feel like it'd be like the best thing for me, like coming from like when I used to do with acting. I feel like voice acting is like something I feel more comfortable doing than like acting again, but I don't know. But I've always liked the idea of maybe voice acting someday, but it's just like, I don't know how to even start or get into it, you know? That's definitely one of the things that's like, ugh. I remember the first time I tuned into your stream, I asked if you did voice acting because your voice sounded familiar. See, I get that comment, like, surprisingly a lot. There must be someone out there who stole my voice. I don't know. But, like, I've gotten that comment many times, and it's still something that's like, what if I did become a voice actor? I probably should. I was talking to my dad earlier about it today, because I got that comment today, and he was like, well, just become a voice actor. It's like just one of those things that I guess gives me like yes, but no, but yes, but no. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there ever like a skill that you like want to do, but it's just too daunting, potentially? Like, I think a lot of people are like that with like performing art stuff, right? Or like just presenting in general. Like, maybe there's a topic that you like really care about, you really like presenting about, or something like that. But you have to, if you had to present like a topic for like work or whatever, it's just like, God, no, not me. Literally anyone other than me. You know what I mean? I guess that's sort of like a thing for me when it comes to like the idea of just voice acting. Like, it's cool. I definitely want to, but it's just daunting, you know? But I also, I've never been to a convention. Neither of us have been to a convention.
Yeah.
I
feel like
it's well, we got tickets one year and then we
and then
forgot
we
to
forgot
go.
to go.
So
we just like forgot.
Like,
But how embarrassing is that?
I know, but like, okay, we need to go to a convention at some point. I have, I've talked to like some voice actors, like, my school has like a lot of people come and like talk, really random people. Matt Mercer came to my school, and we got to ask him questions about voice acting and DMing and stuff like that. You probably knew the professor that interviewed him, because he was the head of the game design.
I didn't know him.
You didn't? How did you not know him?
I just didn't.
That was your major for the longest time.
It was my major for half a year.
I feel like it was your, well, no, you're right. You were ETBD longer, which is a dumb, they changed the name again. Did I tell you that?
Oh my god, they did?
Yeah. So Mal's major, when they were at the same college as me, was ETBD, which sounds, I find it funny the last 3 letters are TBD, like to be determined, because they keep changing the name. It was like IMS, which is like Intermedia Studies, right? Or Intro to Media Studies or something. ETBD was, what was it? It was something technology business
Engineering,
design.
technology, business design?
Yeah. Like,
Or is emerging tech business design? I don't remember.
yeah. They're changing it back to IMS.
Wow.
Or I think they are making it like EIMS, like engineering, internet media design. I was like, okay. Everyone's confused about that major. I'm actually surprised they can just change the name like that, because I kind of thought that like majors were like predetermined sort of things. You know what I mean? Like the nation recognized terms, not ones that were like specific to colleges or whatever. You're making silly faces. I can't see your model. I'm not sure I was checking on the model, but I'm looking at you and you're making silly faces.
I didn't need to know that, man. Just let me draw in peace.
Now we both kind of make silly faces when drawing. I feel like that's sort of the thing that like artists do. Like as they draw, they just make silly faces. I see like those memes all the time of like a character with a serious expression and like the artist is making a very serious expression and stuff like that. That's very accurate. I'm not sure why it is. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
I bet it has something to do with like the same like sensation of looking in a mirror, if that makes sense, right? Like if you want to see the face, you're used to making the face in a mirror.
Yeah.
I bet that has something to do with it. Does it actually? No clue. Absolutely no clue. But okay, I had a weird day at work today. On Fridays, I work for very short days, like 10 to noon, like really short, because it's not really like a work day, more like a talk with other people that are working, and we do like presentations on what we're working on, or someone comes in to give us a presentation, or we go somewhere specific to learn this art thing, so on and so forth. Where we went this specific day was like this vintage sign museum. So like they had like neon signs. It was really pretty. Like tons of neon signs everywhere. It was gorgeous. And we were there to make signs for our group, like that for our specific project that we're painting on the wall. We were supposed to make a sign that represents our team. But they didn't tell us they want us to make the signs beforehand. It was so confusing, very disorganized, right? We only got to look in the museum for like a short amount of time before eventually we were called back to make our own signs with just marker and paper, which I thought it was going to be a much more in-depth process of like actual like neon sign and glass blowing. I don't know why I thought that. That was definitely not gonna happen. But one of the icebreaker things is sort of a like would you rather, right? We did this like during our orientation where it's like, oh, would you rather be outside or be indoors? And then you walk to the side of the room that like goes with what you want or what you think. You know what I mean? And it was normally just simple questions like that, right? The lady at this museum, who I'm guessing was like a docent or something, was like, oh, well, I want to do my own version of that with you guys, right? She's like, okay, everyone separate into your astrology signs. Hi, Wendy, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good Friday. So we all separated into our, like, star signs, right? I'm a Cancer, if y'all didn't know. And there was only one other Cancer, and so we had to talk to each other. She was like, okay, now turn to the people in your astrology group and talk to each other about why you're that astrology sign.
What?
I know, right? I was like, what? Talk about, like, why that sign resonates with you. It's like, this is purely a birthday thing. Like, this is, like, has to do with, like, when you were born, right? You might relate to, like, the astrology side of it, maybe, right?
But you might not.
But she phrased it in such a weird way that was like, oh, why'd you pick this? Like, it's not, like, a predetermined thing, right? So we were all kind of confused by that, but it was like, okay, whatever. That was the first question. The second question was, okay, go to the right side of the room if you identify as neurodivergent, and the left side of the room if you identify as neurotypical.
Identify?
Yeah! What? Hold on. That's such a wild second question, right? Because, like, it's like, well, that's, like, a really personal thing, I feel like, right? Not a lot of us, like, were super comfortable with that question. In fact, most of the people were like, I don't know if I feel, oh, thank you for contributing. Yeah, it was definitely, it was weird, like, cause, like, I could understand if it was, like, maybe, like, an icebreaker towards the end. This was the second question, right? It was like, what's your star sign? Do you, like, huh? It was so strange, and all of us were immediately, like, uncomfortable, right? Super strange. So we walked to, like, the side that, like, we feel like we should go to. And a lot of people were just standing in the middle because they either felt uncomfortable going to a certain side, or they just didn't really know what those terms meant, or, like, that's, like, also a really strange, like, maybe you are, like, neurodivergent or neurotypical, but maybe you wouldn't, like, identify with it, if that makes any sense. Yeah, or they're undiagnosed. Like, that's like, it was just a really awkward, strange scenario, right? Everyone's like, and then she was like, okay, talk to each other about why. Again, kind of a predetermined thing. I can't, and also extremely personal. It was so, like,
why are you gay?
Yeah,
basically
we all just were kind of like, we all kind of turned to each other really awkwardly and we're like, and instead of talking about, like, her reasonings, we were just like, yeah, why are you neurodivergent? It was like, so instead we were just like, we turned to each other and we're like, what the hell is going on? We weren't even like, oh my god. How are you, Hal Mal? I'm pretty okay. I'm just talking about my weird work day. How are you doing, Mal?
I'm doing okay.
Hope you're doing well, Wendy. So that was the second question. Third question. God has a twisted sense of humor. It was so strange. So then, third question happens. And she goes... so we're on, like, the right side of the room, the left side of the room. Many people are just scattered in the middle because they're just confused. She holds up a paper. She stands on a table, holds up a paper that says mental health issues. And then she's like, now come over to me if you struggle with mental health. And again, everyone is just like, what? Like, you can't,
What does that even mean? You struggle with mental health?
I don't know if she expected everyone to come over there, because she didn't have a second sign that was like, oh, mentally healthy. Like, you know what I mean? Again, everyone was just super, like, unsure of how to, like, react because like maybe they do kind of struggle with it, but maybe not on a daily basis, or like like also that's just very personal. It was so what, like, you know, why are you neurodivergent? Because I'm built different. I mean, that's like yeah, but like what, like wild. I was just so confused. Anyways, so we all like kind of, I guess most of us just walked towards her because it's like there was no other place for her to go. That was the only option. You are mentally unwell, come here. That was the only option. Right? So we walk over to her, and she seemed annoyed that a lot of people weren't moving because it was awkward and they were confused. And she's like, just come here, come closer, everyone crowd around me. And it just felt very, 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 very strange.
Whatever she was trying to do was clearly
yeah,
not
I was
working.
like, part of me was like, I wonder where she's going with this, you know? I bet like she's like, is she going to say like, oh, like this very cheesy like, oh, see, everyone has their own struggles. You're not alone. Rely on your like coworkers, blah, blah, blah.
Didn't work.
Well, this is where I thought she was going with it, right? So eventually we all crowd around and she's like, okay, now turn to someone next to you and talk to them about your struggles. And everyone turned to each other and said nothing, like dead silence. We were just like, you can't be serious. Like, no, I won't do that, thanks. Like, are you crazy? And again, she got kind of annoyed and she was like, well, if you're also mentally healthy, talk about how you keep yourselves mentally healthy. It's like, lady.
She's like,
lady, you aren't for real, are you? Like, please. This is supposed to be like a really chill icebreaker. Why? What happened to hello? What happened to how are you? You know, favorite color, sweet or savory? No. Okay? And then she's like, okay, one more category. Where the hell could this be going? If it went star sign, are you neurodivergent? You struggle with mental health. What on earth could this last one be? And she goes, go to the back of the room if you consider yourself an artist. And pretty much everyone goes over there, but me and a couple of others are kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't consider myself an artist. Like, you know, like, I mean, like, I'd make art, sure, but like, I wouldn't consider myself an artist because I don't, like, want to sell my art, like, sort of deal. No, she just sent us to the back of the room to take a picture. So some of us weren't in the picture because we didn't consider ourselves artists. Very strange. And then she left. That was it. There was no, like, button. There was no, oh, see, guys, we're all the same deep down. Nothing like that.
Probably, honestly,
I wonder why.
If that was the point of that she was trying to do, then she already failed.
Yeah, but also, like,
so
what was the point of that? What was the whole point of that? I'm so confused. Like, still, I'm kind of like, we all eventually sat back down to like work on our stuff, but we were like, why? What was the point of that? What was the point of that? I still don't know. It was so strange. And I just genuinely have no clue. It was just all over the place. We'll just say that. So yeah, that was my crazy work day. I guess. Not that eventful. I've had crazier work days. But that one was particularly like, that's weird. That's really strange. Like, you know.
I think they were probably going for like a we're not alone kind of thing, but clearly like they already picked up on the fact that it wasn't working. So if they were to try to say that, then everyone would be like, literally, the point was lost already.
Well, the other thing that's really awkward about it is like, we have a very diverse like group of people, like ranging from like 14-year-olds to like 24-year-olds, which is like a decade age difference between like some of the apprentices. And there's like, it's like this tiered thing, very confusing, but we were all in this room together, and so it's kind of an awkward thing of like, oh, I don't like, you don't really relate to most of the people because they're not all your same age, and it's just it was just really awkward. I only work with the people that are like 18 up. So I don't know most of the 14-year-olds. But yeah, it was just a whole thing. It was a bit of a mess. But the signs were cool. I love neon signs. They're like such an aesthetic. I think neon is poisonous. I'm not positive on that. I'm pretty positive though. I'm guessing that's why there's not really neon signs anymore. I mean, there are kind of neon signs, aren't there?
Yeah, open signs are usually always neon.
Yeah, but I think they just light up. I don't really think they're neon. Maybe they are neon. I want more neon signs in this world. What happened to them all? I guess they're all in the museum.
I want to redraw her eye. I don't like
What?
the shape of it.
No!
Drawing it. Yeah, make me keep
Neon signs are like such an aesthetic. I love like, it gives very, like street art, like alleyway. I love that stuff. Ugh. I like want my own neon sign after going there because they're just, I am a little bit, I just really like anything that's shiny. I'm kind of like a crow. If I see something that shines or sparkles or glows, I'm just like, ah, beautiful. Neon gas is toxic. I figured as such. But the signs are cool and they're encased, ? So it's okay. Neon's pretty, okay? Neon signs are pretty. Sue me. I'm guessing that's why there's not really any neon signs anymore. They could also just be out of style, but I think they're cool. I was going to say something and my brain just like absolutely shut down. Whatever, I guess that idea is lost to time. I just love aesthetics like that. Oh, yeah, shiny sparkle. Okay, so if anything glows or shines or sparkles, I love it automatically. It's the closest way to get to my heart, right? Will paint my nails just to have like a little bit of sparkle in my life. Just to bring myself a little bit of joy. I recommend everyone do it. Everyone find a way to get a little bit of sparkle and shine in your life. It's fun. I don't understand, like, okay, glitter is kind of hated on, you know? And I understand why. It's messy, it's small. It's usually not eco-friendly, though there are some eco-friendly glitters, I think. I say that with a big question mark because sometimes people lie about things being eco-friendly. Why do people do that? Whatever. But it's so pretty. Like, why is it like that? Why are a lot of things that are like pretty? Like, it's like candy being unhealthy for you. Why? Why does it taste so good if it's unhealthy? I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, you'd think we would like evolve to think that things that are unhealthy taste bad, right?
Yeah. You would think. Though I've heard it's kind of the same for like all species, right? Like honeysuckles, okay? Honeysuckles are an invasive species here in the US. I think it's probably invasive in Canada too, honestly.
Yeah,
it's invasive.
It's endangered in Japan, but it's invasive everywhere else.
It's endangered in Japan and it's originally from Japan. So yeah, the honeysuckle, just like, honeysuckle is a terrible plant, okay? Which is crazy because when I was younger, I used to like think it was the coolest thing ever because I would like, you know, break the bottom of the flower off and then like eat the nectar. Does anyone else do that with honeysuckle?
Yes.
I mean, okay, I know you did that.
Yes, but also in my botany class, when I took botany, that was like an example of like childhood that my own botany teacher talked about.
Everyone does it. It's so good.
Everyone does it.
But yeah, honeysuckle's really bad because the berries don't provide like any nutritional value to like the wildlife around, you know?
Yeah.
Birds will eat the honeysuckle, deer will eat the honeysuckle, and it's really bad for them because it's just nothing but sugar.
And then they get it everywhere.
Yeah, because that's how you spread the seeds. So it's like addicting to the wildlife, and then they spread it everywhere. And then they eat more of it because there's more of it places. And it just becomes a big problem. So why is that? Why, like, you would think that, like, the world would not work like that, you know? If something is bad for you, you would think that it would taste bad, but no. So how is it bad for you? I guess because it's, like, not nutritionally valued. But it tastes good. I think that's good. I think that's good enough. If it tastes good, I think you should eat it. You know what I mean? That's what I say every time I drink hot chocolate, even though I'm lactose intolerant. It sucks being lactose intolerant. I used to be everything intolerant, but it's a bit better now. That's true. I couldn't eat anything. That's a funny way to
put it.
I couldn't eat anything.
It is true.
So I'm really excited about tomorrow's D&D. I don't think we're gonna stream it, but we might record it. Just in case. Because I know Jeff wants to eventually do a full campaign of it, right?
Yeah, that would make sense to do.
So I believe that the one shot is supposed to be a prequel to what he eventually will make a full campaign. So I might record it just in case, because if it becomes a full campaign, we are going to stream it most likely, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just difficult to keep track of everything.
I didn't make PNGs for everyone, so
no.
Our recording is probably gonna lack a lot of visuals.
Yeah, well, I don't know what everyone's playing as. I know,
I think Ace is playing as Dragonborn, right?
Razgar, who I think looks pretty much exactly like Scarf. Not even joking. I'm pretty sure they look practically identical.
They use the same reference image or something?
I think so. It's like the Silver Dragonborn that's armored up, basically. Bam.
Sounds like Scarf.
Yeah, so I think that, you know, technically already got an image for Razgar, right? I don't know what Sky's playing as. And I don't think Ollie's able to play the one shot. But I'm excited. You're playing as a fighter?
Yeah, I'm playing a fighter.
Does the fighter look cool? I really know nothing about that class.
It looks kind of boring, honestly.
Really? To me, it kind of looked like Bard a little bit, but like instead of like Bardic Inspiration, it's like fighting things. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like...
Is it like just like building up a bunch of feats?
Kinda.
That was kind of what Warlock looked like. Like the invocations, you like pick 3, and then that's what you've built basically. You have these invocations, that's the way you build your class. And that's what makes you unique from other Warlocks. But like, there's an obvious amount that are like, okay, well, obviously you're gonna take this one, right?
Yeah.
And then the other ones, it's like, oh, well, who's gonna use this? Like...
Yeah, I don't really know what the meta is for fighters, so I just kind of went with stuff I wanted to play.
I feel like there's a lot of different metas for fighter from what I heard, right?
I mean, yeah, because it's
like... it's an easily broken class from what I heard.
Yeah, well, I don't know any of it, so I just went with what I wanted to play. I wanted to play a dual wielder, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I feel kind of this, like, sorry. I have my AirPod in, and whenever, like, there's text messages, that I, like, the thing reads it out to me. So you said something at the same time that was happening, and I did not hear anything. What did you say?
I don't remember what I said.
Amazing.
Yeah. So.
My roommates, that I'm living with next semester were, like, planning out a lot of stuff for living together. They are like all very good at like interior decorating, and I suck at it. I'm terrible at interior decoration. I think I'd be better at it if my parents were better at it, right? Like, I'll have like ideas for interior decoration, and then my parents would be like, no, that's too much. And so I never get to like try my ideas, you know? Like, okay, my parents are very like minimalist, which is my least favorite thing with interior decorating. My mom does that for a living. Interior decoration, that's awesome. I think that interior decoration is very cool. I wish I was better at it because I want to live in a nice, cozy, like, vibey place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my parents, they like black and white walls, black furniture, and that's it. Like, you know, they're not very like decorate-y people, which like sometimes makes like, whenever I'm here for the summer, sometimes I'm just like, God, I can't. It's so boring. Like, you know what I mean? You ever like that? You're here all the time.
Yeah, I don't really care about decoration.
Our room is pretty cool, I think. When it's not a mess. It's a really bad mess right now. I'm kind of... I've always been a bit of a, like... I'm bad at keeping things organized. Well, no. I used to be good at keeping things organized and clean. I don't know what happened. Do you know what happened?
No, I don't think you were ever good at keeping things organized and clean.
What? I thought I was. I thought that was like one of the things that like I was really good at.
No, when were you ever good at that?
I don't know. When I was good at it?
Which is never.
Well, I've always been good at organization. I guess I've just never really been good at keeping it organized.
Yes.
Like, I'll make a system and immediately break it. That's what I do. That's fair. Would you say that's fair?
Yes.
I'm bad at keeping things like... I just get lazy. I'll admit. I'll be like, okay, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. And I just get lazy. Especially like, okay, I have this problem where like, if I don't see something, it doesn't exist. So drawers are a really bad idea for me, because if something is in a drawer, it disappears from existence, right? But drawers are how you stay organized. So what my room looks like right now, it's terrible. Literally everything is out. Everything is visible. So you lack object permanence? Yeah. I'm like a baby. Like peekaboo, greatest enemy. No, that's... It's terrible. I just forget that it exists. Obviously, I know that it's there. I just forget about it. I just have a bad memory. And whenever I'm looking for something, for some odd reason, I forget I can open the drawers, right? So it seriously is vanished. It's like basically the same as throwing something away. I will not see it. But yeah, literally everything is just out and about on my desk. My desk is...
That's how you remember that it's there.
Yeah, because I can see it. And so it's organized chaos.
But then it's like things get buried and then you forget they're there.
Well, yeah, because if it's buried, I can't see it.
Yeah, but...
And if I can't see it, it doesn't exist. We've already established this part.
Yeah, but that's like... You can't really avoid burying things when it gets too cluttered.
I just need more shelves. Shelves are awesome. Shelves are beautiful. Right? Because they store things, but you can see it all. You know? Just don't forget, forehead. That's way easier said than done. Also, hi, Ollie. I don't know. You know?
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm kind of the same way. I mean, I'm judging you, but like...
You're judging me, but you're the exact same way.
I just like...
Well, the thing is, you don't care. Like, if you can't find something, you just chill. You're just like, whatever. If I can't find something, I become a tornado. I, like, destroy everything. This is also something I feel like I've established before. I'm very destructive. It's, like, my worst trait. If I'm left alone for too long, it's like, you know, like, anxious dogs, when you, like, leave them alone in the house and then you come back and they've, like, wrecked your favorite pillow or something. That's me. If I can't find something, I get anxious and just, I tear everything. Nothing is safe from me. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch my pillows, Hal! Huskies are notorious for that. I'm basically just a husky, but as a person. That's just me. Huskies are adorable. I absolutely I like when they talk. You know what I'm talking about? You ever see those videos of huskies talking? Because they're so chatty. They just are barking, but they basically sound like they're saying words because I swear they're so smart and yet they're just so anxious. They're so cute. When I had my husky, she was the sweetest. She didn't tear up anything, luckily. Aww, they're so cute. You know, I always kind of wanted a really big dog at some point in my life, right? Just because I think it's so cute that big dogs don't realize they're big dogs and just absolutely, they'll try and sit in your lap like a lap dog, but they're giant. I think that is always the cutest thing in the world. Ugh, I love them so much. Boomer is an actual lap dog,
The thing is,
though.
whenever I've had interactions with big dogs, I get absolutely tackled.
Yeah, because they don't know how big they are. That's what I'm talking about.
And then I get but it's scary, kind of.
No, but it would be so cute if it was your own dog, you know?
Would it though?
I think so. My sister and I were forced to take care of her then My sister and I were forced to take care of her then boyfriend's brother's husky, and it was a nightmare. Huskies do require a lot of care from what I heard, right? They need constant brushing because they have an undercoat, which undercoats are just a lot to deal with, right? Dogs that are built for the cold, they get really, brushing. You gotta brush their fur all the time. Fur everywhere, exactly. I don't think I'd want to get a husky, but oh my god, I've always thought St. Bernards are so cute. They're huge, but oh my god, they're adorable. Oh, I love sheepdog too. Those also require a lot of care. I don't think I'd be able to actually maintain a big dog's lifestyle because usually they need a lot of attention. But the idea is, you know, I don't think I'm capable of taking care of one right now. But if I ever did want to take on that commitment, big dog. This was when we were in college and university renting an apartment that our landlord was getting ready to start renovating. Oh, woo! Having to take care of a husky in an apartment? Especially if the apartment doesn't allow pets, that dog is gonna get caught. That could definitely be a problem. How you need a Caucasian Shepherd? Okay, let me look up this dog. Actually, that name doesn't ring a bell. Let me see. Caucasian Shepherd dog. Oh my god, it's so cute!
It's just a dog.
Oh my god, it's so fluffy. It's huge. Oh my god, it's so polite looking. That's what I'm talking about. I want just a giant bear for a dog. You know? They you know how bears, they look so cute, but they're, deadly because I guess they're bears or whatever. But a dog that's like a bear, they're friendly. They're so cute. It didn't. We eventually found a dog rescue to give him to. Oh, that's good. They look like Chow Chows. They're not just a dog. It's a massive dog. It looks huge. Oh my god. It's so... Look at this picture!
Oh my god. Wait, is that a child or is that a fully grown
person?
What the heck?
Look at that dog! Oh my god, it's huge! Oh, I love that so That's such a big boy.
That's not a dog. Dogs are not that big.
Look at him. Look at this.
There's no way that's real.
Well, that's exactly what I want in a dog. See how he looks like he's thinks he's a lap dog?
Dude, no.
That
is too big.
It's so adorable. That
is too big.
It's adorable. I want a dog that's that big eventually in my life. Well, I wouldn't take it if I couldn't take care of it, but they're so cute. They're so cute. The other option would be, I really think that I'd like to take care of a cat, but I'm allergic. It's the worst.
You could just stop being allergic.
I know. The puppies are so big in Poland, there's warnings to make sure you're getting an actual dog. Because it happened before where people sold bear cubs and said they were Caucasian Shepherds. Oh my god! But I've heard some people take care of bears like as their own. I don't think it usually ends up well, but I think bears are so, like, I wish bears weren't deadly. I'd fall for it. I'd be one of the people that would buy the bear cub because I think it's the cutest dog ever. You know?
Yep.
It's 100% me. My roommate right now is making like magnets for all of us to go in like the fridge. We're each getting like, oh hi Space Panda Dragon, hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. But she already knew that I wanted a star magnet. She didn't even ask. She's like, okay, I already made my magnet and I made Hal a star magnet. And I was like, oh, thanks. I love it when people just know things. That's fun. And then I came up with ideas for other two roommates. I'm like so excited. I'm so nervous to live with them. It's gonna be so fun. I'm so scared. I'm just like this with everything. I get like such bad anxiety about like literally everything. It doesn't even matter if it's something I enjoy or not, you know? Like, I love hanging out with people, but oh my god, the like hanging out with people, nervous. But it's fun, but I love it. But I'm a mess, you know? I don't think I'm the only one like this. I like tell myself that everyone's like this. I think everyone is. Are you like this?
No.
Okay, fine. Fine then. Are any of you guys like that where it's like, you really enjoy some things, but they make you, like, very anxious? And don't just say I have anxiety, because I know, but I feel like this is a normal thing. Yes? Thank God. Well,
I actually was not paying attention to what you were saying.
you just said no without knowing? Not generally?
Hold on. So, what were you saying? 'Cause...
Like, only when I go on dates or something. I was explaining, like, I get really anxious doing, like, anything, even if it's something I enjoy, right?
Oh, yeah, kinda.
See? I'm old enough to know better. Well, I mean, I'm just like this. It's kind of like, I guess this is the best way I can describe it. I have, like, a lot of energy all the time, and I don't know where it comes from, because I never sleep well, and I don't know. But because I have all this energy, whenever I'm like, yes, I am sort of a chihuahua, but like whenever I like am doing something I enjoy, I have way too much energy that it feels like I'm gonna like explode, which sounds ridiculous. But it's like, this is an exaggeration. You know what I'm talking about. I'm like this with literally everything.
Yes.
You're not listening.
You just have too much energy and you're also gonna explode.
Small and anxious. Basically. But like, it's more so like, I'll get so excited about something, it turns into nervousness because it's too much excitement. Does that make sense? Right? But my amount of excitement doesn't really like make that much sense. It's like, you're just hanging out with people and it's like, yes! Like, you know what I mean?
Today's the day!
Today's the day! I love that. I love that TikTok audio. Mr. Gatsby, it's only 3 in the morning. Today's the day! That's me. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Like, do you guys ever like, you're getting ready to go somewhere, like really early in the day, but you don't have to go until like really late in the day? And you feel like you can't do anything else for the rest of the day because you already got ready and you don't want to like work yourself up too much and ruin all the work that you already did to get ready. That sort of thing. So then you're just stuck in waiting mode for the entire day. I hate that. All the time? Exactly. Oh my god, I'm like super guilty of that. I've been trying to get better, but like, I'm still terrible at it. I'll just be in waiting mode all day. I'm especially bad at that on Saturdays. I'm like, God, D&D's tonight. It's happening. And then I'll not do anything for the rest of the day. Because I'm preparing mentally. I think that's just my ADHD. I don't know, man. But it's... whatever it is, it's bad. I just can't do anything else. I just, like, focus on, like... Well, also, like... I don't know. I just, like... I can't sleep whenever I have something that I'm excited for, either. Well, I don't sleep usually, really. But, like, whenever I'm, like, really excited about something, it's real bad. Like, I'm just, like, wired because I'm, like, excited or nervous or both. It's terrible. I had, like, on Thursday, there was, like, this work presentation thingy that I had to do, and I have not slept for, like, days because of it. Because I was just, like, so... And you... Okay, wait. Mal saw my work presentation, actually.
I did.
Did we do good?
Yeah, you did good.
You said that in the most, like, bored way possible.
Sorry.
It's not even like, no, but it was good. Just sorry. Like, ADHD literally has a waiting mode, kind of wild. Mal doesn't sound convinced. I know, that's what I'm saying. They're just like, yeah, it was fine.
I do the waiting mode thing all the time, though.
You're changing the topic now? What the hell? Bruh! I promise my presentation went really well. Mal's just really mean. Bruh. But, one of the things that we did for the presentation that made me, like, really, like, nervous was my lead, or my teaching artist, thought that it would be, like, a really funny idea to, like, make a video using, like, Barbies to, like, explain what we were doing and why we were doing it and stuff.
Wow. What just happened? Something. Thank you for the follow, Awesome Snoy.
Yes, thank you for the follow. Hope you're having a good Friday. But, my lead thought it would be a good idea to do, like, a Barbie thing. So she, like, bought these Barbies, and we basically, like, filmed ourselves playing with them to explain, like, the process. And they wanted me to do, like, the voice for the Barbies for, like, the commercial thingy. Delete. No!
Wow. Can't
Bruh.
believe that. Anyway.
But, be gone, bot! Shun the non-believer! Shun the non-believer! I always, like, I'm so shocked that the, like, bot things have gotten so long. That was such a long message. Like, bruh. Shun! Absolutely crazy. But the Barbie video, I did the voiceover for, and okay, if you guys have ever, like, listened to your own voice, like, in a recording, it's like, I can't stand listening to my own voice. Like, I have to whenever I'm, like, editing videos and stuff, but oh my god, it's like an internal, like, I don't sound like that, do I? Like,
to be fair, like, I think when I hear your voice, like, on video, especially when you're, like, reading from, like, lines and stuff, it doesn't sound like you.
what does it sound like?
What do you mean?
Sorry, that was a weird question. Sorry, that's just really...
It doesn't sound like you. No, it doesn't sound I don't know. It's not you, obviously.
Okay. I was just curious. So what you're telling me is I need to add Hal to my soundboard? God, I'll, like, die.
Oh god. Now I started crying from laughter and now my eyes see. Look at what you've done.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be so funny. I was just genuinely curious who it sounded like.
Even though
No, I'm just...
Clearly you don't sound like anyone I know.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, I will say, when I'm reading from, like, a script or something, I do, like, put on, like, a reading voice. And for, like, the Barbie thing, I put on, like, a Barbie voice.
Yeah.
I was like... Oh god, what were the lines again? Now introducing Muralist Barbie! Like, you know what I mean? Now, that was not a very good example. I did it much better in the video. But when I was, like, recording it, this was so... Oh my god. When we were recording, like, the Barbie lines, they were, like, in the booth with me, and one of my coworkers was like, I bet Hal could do a really good Barbie voice, and then, like, hit record and then shoved the phone in my face, because the recording was through a phone. And I was like, screw it, and I just tried it, and they lost their minds. Like, like, very silently, they were like, whoa, oh my god, like, what, oh my god, like, and they were like, perfect! And they put it in the video.
That was one take, Barbie?
Yes! It was one take! And I was like, no, I can do it again. And they were like, no, it was perfect. I'm like, anyways. It was received really well, but like, when the video was playing and everyone was like watching it, I just wanted to crumple. Like, standing there. And no one knew it was me. Because like later someone was like, oh my god, who did like the Barbie voice? Like, to me? And I was like, huh.
Yeah, I wonder who
Who
did.
did that? What is... Like, you know? But yeah, I can't stand listening to my own voice. I don't think that's like a unique thing though. I think like most people struggle with listening to their own voice. Right? Or like, I'll hear this thing like, famous actors like never watching their movies because they can't stand watching themselves act. Right? Which I was like, I'm like, that's crazy. Right? Because a lot of actors seem really self-centered. But, I do understand. I think it's just like it's like uncanny, right?
Yeah.
Because I think we all have like this image of ourselves, or like this idea of ourselves that like, because we don't see ourselves that often, isn't entirely accurate, you know? Like whenever I see pictures of myself, I'm like, who is that? Like,
dude, I hate looking at pictures of myself. It's literally the worst.
well, like, it's not even like a self-conscious thing. It's not like, oh, that's like, I'm just like, no, who is that though? Like, you know?
Yeah, I think I look really not like myself in most pictures, and yeah, it's like an uncanny valley kind of situation.
It's because if it's your own voice, you're used to hearing, it's different. It's differently because that's how mouth/head acoustics work, I guess. But like, it still is very strange. Like, you can like tell me the science behind it, and I'll still be like, yeah, but why? Like we were just saying, why sweets taste good if bad? Because it's like, no, it's like because they release like these like dopamine or whatever. Like, I don't care about the science. Why? Like, oh yeah, something happened like yesterday or the day before, like with the computers all going haywire everywhere around the world. What happened? What happened? I think it had something to do with like a Microsoft update and like a virus thing not computing. Oh yeah, CrowdStrike, that thing. Yeah. That's so wild that just happened. I just heard about it. I didn't have any issues with my own computer or anything. And it didn't really affect anything I was doing. So I kind of didn't believe it at first, because I was like, that just sounds wild that computers all over the world would just like stop working. An update broke business and infrastructure worldwide. Yeah. I don't even know what you would... I don't know what I would do in that situation. Personal computers should be fine though, yeah. So it's just business computers because they have CrowdStrike on it or whatever? That's so wild though. Like, how does that happen? You would think they'd like make sure that it works before worldwide putting it on everyone's computer, you know? Or I guess, It was a Microsoft update, not talking with the CrowdStrike update or something along those lines. That's what I heard. But that's so crazy. I heard the biggest thing that it like impacted, or at least what I heard about, was like airplanes. Right? Which I didn't even think about. Companies making sure something works before releasing it. Funny. Very funny. You would think they would, though. Especially
companies have gotten a lot less diligent about making, like, something finished and, like, working before releasing it, though.
I feel like I agree with you, but also, we were younger at the time, that it probably didn't affect us as much, and we wouldn't have noticed if something was not working.
Yeah, but, like, thinking about it, like, games didn't have the option of, like, updating after getting released before.
Oh, so they would make sure it was perfect.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
People talk about it all the time. I'm just repeating what I've, like, heard other people say.
Well, I haven't heard it, so you sound like a genius right now. It's all about speed nowadays, especially with consumer products. Consumerism strikes again! No! Yeah, that sounds about right. Still, bruh. I mean, what is the point of speed if it shuts down literally everything? That's insane. That's actually crazy. So the faster they can get it out, the more money they can grab, and just say that I can just update it later. Still, that's like, bruh. It's not right, though. Where are the businessmen's consciences? Conscience? What is conscious? Conscience? Conscience.
I mean, yeah, this is a very extreme case of that going very wrong.
In the bank. Yeah, that sounds right. Oh, there's an ad. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom then. Be right back.
Now they can sell a product that prevents this sort of thing in the future. Who needs a conscience when you could be filthy stinking rich? That one's not going to work right off the bat either. That's true. Oh no. So I'm gonna do the fan on another layer because, you know, I feel like that's probably a smart thing to do. If you want it to work, you need to sign up for the monthly subscription. And that still won't work. Please contact our customer service. Oh, you need customer support, please hold. Don't forget the monthly sub website won't work half the time because that's another thing to program.
My bad. Wait. I missed a lot of messages. What up? Don't forget the monthly sub website won't work half the time. Because that's another thing to program. I hate subscription services. I probably shouldn't say this as a Twitch streamer. It's like oddly ironic. But like I can like semi-understand it if it's something that's like getting updates kind of often and like streaming services, I can like sort of understand. Hi, Mr. Scoot. There we go. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. But like, I'm talking about like those subscription services that like are clearly like subscription services in hopes that you'll forget that you subscribed to them in the first place, you know? Like, phone apps having subscription services is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of, right? I do not think art programs should have subscription services. They don't get updates often enough to warrant having a subscription service, you know? That's like all sub-services. Yeah. I feel like if it's not getting monthly updates, it doesn't have any reason to be a subscription service, a monthly subscription service, right?
Oh yeah.
If the first month and the second month have the exact same experience, or if your updates are glitchy and broken because you're trying too fast to, you know, I have my issues, right? They're also just like so expensive. Like, you know, I don't like subscription services. Especially like, oh, I swear we were like talking about this like earlier, but like I really hate like what Nintendo did, where it was like this wasn't a subscription service, but you know, where you bought the games, but oh, we're taking them off the Nintendo shop. No, you're not. I own that game. You can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like it when games like, I bought that. You can't just take it away. That's like thievery. You just stole the thing that I have. Why? Why would you do that? You know? Ugh, I hate that. There are so many programs I use that were either 3 or one-time purchase that get more than monthly updates. Exactly. How are you guys? I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, just pretty good. What about you?
Yeah, same.
Remember, kids, if buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing. Exactly. But yeah, that always bothers me. Like, well, see, we use, like, Clip Studio for our, like, art. We also use Procreate. Procreate is a one-time purchase. Clip Studio used to be one-time purchase, but now they have a monthly subscription. You can still use the version that is one-time purchase.
Clip Studio was the one-time purchase. Procreate is still one-time purchase.
Oh, sorry, did I get that flipped?
You mixed it up.
My bad. Clip Studio Paint used to be one-time purchase, now is monthly subscription. Right? Unless it's indie games. Never pirate indie games. But, yeah. And I love Clip Studio. You love Clip Studio.
Yeah.
It's like a great program.
I'm glad I'm still able to use the one I bought.
Yeah. I think they weren't originally going to do that. I think they got enough backlash that they, like, were like, oh, actually, you can keep the version that you have. You don't have to switch to monthly subscription. But if you don't switch to monthly subscription, you're not going to get the updates. Which I think that's fine.
That's fair.
Whatever.
Because I don't care enough about the updates to want them.
Yeah. Like, the program is already, like, extremely good. Just as is. Mm-hmm. No need to get the, like, monthly updates. Unless, it does this job. It's just a one-time purchase, right? Mm-hmm. And because of that, I can still, like, vouch for Clip Studio and be like, it's a good program, right? But when they announced they were switching to monthly subscription, God, a part of me died.
Yeah.
Like,
felt like losing your religion.
Well, I can, like, partly understand because everything's moving to subscription now. It's like, prices for everything is expensive, so it's like everyone needs to do it, but like, God, like, stop. I hate it.
Nothing is sacred.
I've seen some that I do not feel bad for pirating because they want like $60 for subs are the only reason I don't use Adobe Premiere for my video editing. That's why you become a pirate. Like, yeah, I think Adobe is like a bit insane, right?
Yeah, Adobe is a different type of evil.
It's just very, very expensive, right? And I can like, no, I don't really understand. No, the thing with also, I feel like the Adobe products have become very hard to pirate. Maybe that's just me. Like, they can tell when you're pirating it, and then they'll give you a deal.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, we noticed there's something wrong with the version of Photoshop you're using. Could you maybe not?
Yeah. Leave me alone. Also, sometimes the Adobe products have like a lot of glitches. But that's just me. It's not just me.
Yeah.
It's definitely not just me. The free version is really nice and has almost everything unlocked for free except for some really niche things.
DaVinci Resolve?
I didn't really like DaVinci when I was trying to use it. I don't know, like the setup was really weird to me. Maybe, I don't know. It wasn't for me personally. But I have heard a lot of good things about it. I also heard this other one that like one of my friends uses. It's like called like Wonder something. I can't remember.
I've never heard of it.
I never heard of it before he told me about it either, so I don't know. SMH my head. I'm sorry. I just had a lot of issues with like specifically moving clips around. For some odd reason, they would just not listen. I'd be like, I just want to scooch this one over. Nope. It would not let me. I have no idea why. You know something? This is very off topic, but for some reason this is kind of in my head because I'm listening to music right now. Does anyone else like feel like they lost the inability to be able to function without like music, or like at least like having an earbud or like headphones on? You know?
No.
Okay. Yeah, that seems like a you problem? No way! I swear this no way. I feel like I need, it's like a comfort thing. Like sometimes I like having an earbud in with nothing playing just like as a comfort. It's like a pacifier, you know? I'm not alone in this, I swear. That's crazy. I could have sworn this was an everything thing. Also, DaVinci, you can do everything for editing on it instead of subbing to 4 different programs that you'll only use once. Yeah, like you can do, I did hear that, like, it's like Premiere and After Effects together. The you problem was a comment on your DaVinci problem. Ah, okay. Okay, because I was like, no way. I feel like a lot of people actually feel like they, like, I see so many, like, people at college that, like, constantly have headphones around their neck or, like, an AirPod in their ear and stuff like that. Like, I know I'm not the only one that's like this. It just makes me feel really, like, dependent on music, I guess. Which I don't really think is necessarily a problem. I mean, I feel like music is, like, something that's enjoyed by pretty much everybody. Like, I really like music. It's, like, something that I feel like... I mean, like, people listen to music from, like, different languages and stuff, but they can still, like, semi, like, understand it. I think that's really cool. I just like music. The headphone thing? Well, I just like music, so I'm usually bopping out. I don't need it to work, though. I don't mind silence since I can empty my brain. I feel like I can't empty my brain, even in silence. I feel like I need, like, a lot of distractions. Maybe that's just me. If I don't have a headphone in my head, sometimes I'll just be like, this is so embarrassing. Sometimes I won't be listening to anything, but I'll be dancing because I'm playing a song in my head.
I do that.
Yeah. Okay, Okay, so you just like don't need any music or anything because you constantly have a playlist in your head?
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, but I definitely do that. Well, it's kind of, I think I did it a lot when I was like, it was way more obvious when I had a VTuber model, because I'd like be bopping side to side and everyone would be like, what are you listening to? And I'm just like, nothing. Actually nothing. I'm just bopping. I'm just grooving. I'm grooving to the silence. Get with it. I do that way more often than I'd like to admit. At least if I have an AirPod in my ear, even if it's not playing anything, at least it looks like I'm playing something. You know? That's the key. I don't have the luxury of silence most of the time, so if there's going to be noise, I want it to be noise I enjoy. Agree. My brother and friends always look at me weird since we have a tradition to gorge on food when we meet up once every couple months. So every nap afterwards, I just go to my PC, put on anime, and zone out for like 30, and then I have all my energy back. Oh, like, yes. I know what you're talking about. I feel like I do that too. Not really like anime, but like sometimes I just need to like decompress. I call it floor time. Lie down on the floor and just like... Everyone naps afterwards except me, I mean. Oh, okay. I feel like zoning out is sometimes just the same as napping. Because I have issues with sleeping, but I feel like sometimes I can just like chill. I have floor time too. Love floor time. Floor time the best.
Yeah, floor time is
best time.
Like a sacred right of all
A sacred
humans.
right. Except for me, it's because I have a bad back, so I have to straighten it. What's floor time? It's when you just lie down on the floor. It's exactly what it sounds like. Sometimes that's just necessary. Like you come home from like a long day and you just lie down on the like, it's usually just a hard surface, like the hard floor. It helps like straighten out your back, but also it's just like, oh, I do that all the time. Like whenever I was like having a really hard time, like that was definitely a thing. When like, you know when you're sick and like you're throwing up all the time, it's like, oh god, this is like the worst. Sometimes just lying down on the bathroom floor just makes you feel better. Like, you know what I mean? Like the cold, hard floor of the bathroom is like weirdly comforting when you're having a bad time. That's floor time. My sister has floor time. It's like the best, okay? I can't explain it. It's just everyone should from time to time give themselves a little break.
Indulge in some floor time.
Lie down. I don't like lying down on the floor because it's dirty. Yeah, well, it usually is, but sometimes it's just necessary to have a hard thing to like straighten your back on. Bro, the bathroom floor when I'm drinking, the bathroom floor hits different. I think it's because the tile is just so cold. It kind of sounds icky saying it out loud because yeah, floors are dirty. Probably especially bathroom floors.
I think that's the point though. Like the reason why it's so good to be on the floor is because it's colder there, because the heat is rising up, so the coldness is down.
So it's like better for taller people?
No, I'm just saying like...
You like thought about it for a second.
I mean, maybe, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like the reason floor time is so good is because it's colder down there.
I guess. Well, cause I also like, there's this like area at my school. It's like the arts quad. They have like these rocks that are just rectangular, right? And people will lie down on those, just straight up on their back, and it's great. And it's usually warmer because the sun's out and like, you know, suns collect. It's like, you know, like lizards? Yeah. Right? Like lizards, they'll chill on rocks, and it's kind of nice because rocks kind of like absorb the sun. You need a sun lamp for lizards if you didn't know. I've never owned a lizard though. I mean, I've always, well, I don't know, lizards kind of freak me out. I don't know why I'm talking about that. I used to have a shower big enough to lie down in. Oh my god, I would love that so much. Just the rain falling on your face. Oh, come on. That sounds... It didn't have a window, so you can make it completely dark. Oh my god! That sounds like the best. Oh my. I want to be able to experience that someday. I've never had a really big shower. But lying down, rain, darkness, that sounds like a different kind of calm, you know? You need a really big shower. I feel like I need a big shower just because, like, I feel like to properly experience it, I need to, like, starfish out, you know? Right?
What are you talking about?
Like, if you were, like, basically lying down like a plank, I feel like that doesn't get the vibe across. You gotta starfish. Right? Have you ever showered in the dark?
No.
Really?
Why would you ever want to shower in the dark?
It's fun. Relaxing.
I don't really think that would be relaxing.
Okay. I always wanted a big shower with a seat or a big floor enough for me to lay down on. You know, like, okay. You ever see, like, those, like, really, really, really fancy showers that are, like, spraying water from, like, all directions and, like, has, like, a little screen that you can get, like, the exact temperature of water you want? Bruh. I saw that in a commercial, like, once, and I was like, Mom, Dad, we need to get that shower. And they were like, that's not gonna happen. I was thinking that those are really cool. I used to have these grandparents, and they had, like, a really big shower, but I never showered there. But I'm jealous. Like, it was, like, the shower that's big enough that, like, they don't have, like, a door for the shower. You know what I mean? Do you remember this?
Maybe?
It's just, like, the floor. Like, I'd have floor time all the time if it was a shower floor. For some reason, shower floor kind of sounds, like, dirtier to me than, like, a normal floor. Which doesn't make sense because well, okay, I sort of think of, like, well, is the shower constantly getting clean because you're constantly showering in it? Or is it dirtier because you're constantly showering in it? Right?
Yeah. I feel like, to me, I would feel like the shower floor is dirty.
Not a shower, but I miss baths. Okay. Sometimes I need to take baths, like, all the time, because I get, like, really cold all the time. So you just, like, relax. You know what I want? A hot tub. Okay? Those things hit different. I never owned a hot tub, but I had a next door neighbor that did. And, like, hot tubs, going in a hot tub when it's winter? Oh my god. That's so... I love it so much. That's, like, the best feeling in the world. I technically do have a bathtub, but it's too small for me. I feel like hot tubs... underrated. Well, I don't really think they're underrated, but... I kind of miss going to the pool. I haven't been to, like, a pool in a really long time. You know? I can't remember. I feel like the last time I, like, swam in a pool must have been, like, I was 12 or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
My aunt rented one last summer, and she's renting one again this summer. Oh, look at me, I'm Hal, I can still take baths! Well, we have a bath. I think we're gonna get rid of it soon, though, because we don't have enough room in the bathroom. Like, it's like the bathtub, the toilet, and the sink are all, like, squished right next to each other. And so we're thinking of getting rid of the bath and turning it into, like, a standing shower. So that there's more room, because it's literally, like, super cramped. But baths are very nice. I have a bathtub, but it's not meant for 6'5" Polish man. I feel like baths are, like, weirdly small, like, in general, right? Like, whenever I take a bath, I feel kind of cramped. Like, I can't just, like, lie down in it, you know?
Yeah, imagine if you were taller.
Yeah. That does, like, why? Why are baths so small?
The world is not built for tall people, I think.
I do have a hot tub, though. I'm jealous. My mom also has a really big bathtub that came with the house when she bought it. But she wants to rip it out and redo the entire bathroom. Oh, that's awful. So guess what I'm doing today? Going in the hot tub. I'm jealous. I haven't been in a hot tub in forever, too. I miss, like, when I was younger, where like, we go in the pool, and then we go in the hot tub, and then we jump in the pool, and the pool's, like, super cold because you were just in the hot tub.
Yeah.
That was a fun feeling. It's like exhilarating, you know?
I mean, I hated doing that.
I'd always make you do it though, because it's fun.
It was not fun for me.
You get really cold whenever like we went in the pool. Like you turn blue.
Yeah, I would like my teeth would chatter. I would be shivering.
You're very sensitive. I did that when I was staying in a hotel for the anime convention I was DJing for. Oh, going from pool to hot tub to pool. That's so fun. I went in at 6 in the morning. Oh, that's probably the thing to do, so you like avoid people. Cause that's kind of like the not fun part about like pools. Usually like they're public pools. And then you have to deal with people staring and it's weird, you know? And you don't know what they did in the pool. They probably peed in it. You know? But hot tubs, it's super awkward, right? Public hot tubs. Because, like, it's small. Like, and then everyone's sitting and chilling and, like, you feel like you have to make small talk. No. I hate it. But if I have my own personal hot tub, I don't know where to go. I don't mind people staring at me because I know they're just jealous of my beauty. Yeah, but I get nervous, as we already established. I know I'm pretty. I just have anxiety. I also just like, well, it's also like part of the anxiety is like, well, when I was like at the pool, I was always like playing mermaids. It's like, God, they're judging me. But it's so fun. You can't have a proper pool day without playing mermaids, you know? That's like the thing you gotta do. You know?
Yeah. For real.
Okay, I was like the coolest kid when I was younger. I was like really into H2O, which is like this mermaid show. And I was also just like really into mermaids in general. Like there was a period of time where like H2O was really popular and then like there was like a ton of people making their own YouTube series inspired off of H2O and I'd watch all of them. Right? There was like tons of mermaid shows, everything. OMG, I completely forgot about H2O. It's the best. Ricky was like my first crush, I think.
Yeah.
She was so
literally the best.
She was so pretty. But I loved H2O. And I begged my dad, please, can I have a silicone mermaid tail? And it was like $1 million, so he went, no. No, you cannot. But he did find a cheap alternative. He found like a monofin, which is basically literally what it's like a mermaid tail, right? It's like the swimming flippers, but like merged together into a mermaid tail. And then there's like a fabric slip that you can put over it. Now, it's very dangerous. I think it like had a warning that like, you know.
Oh, don't be like 3 years old and have this.
Yeah, because you would totally drown.
We were really good at swimming with them though.
Yeah.
So we practiced before we got them.
So
like,
some of the
we
stairs
practiced swimming like a mermaid.
Yeah,
before we got the monofin.
So some of the staring was because I straight up had a mermaid tail, because I was really, really cool and I was really into playing mermaids, and I looked amazing. Okay, it was honestly so cool. And there was actually this period of time, my dad, he had like oh, what's those cameras called? GoPros, right? And he got like that plastic case so that we could like film underwater, right? And we filmed like all these videos of me and Mal and my one friend at the time in these mermaid tails at the pool and in the beach, swimming around like mermaids. It was so cool, right? Anyways, we went to the beach later and a wave completely knocked the GoPro off of my dad's head and it was gone. And we could not find it. And I like to imagine that someone ended up finding that GoPro and pulling out the SD card to watch the videos, and they see a bunch of videos of mermaids, right? And they're like, oh my god, this changes everything. Like, I'm convinced.
They become Zane from H2O.
Yeah, what, mermaids? Mermaids? Actual mermaids? Videos of mermaids? This is crazy. And but when we lost that, I was kind of nervous that like, that was gonna happen and the person was gonna like hunt me because they thought I was an actual mermaid. This is a genuine fear of mine for a couple of years.
This is what it's like to have anxiety. You have the genuine fear of someone thinking you're a real mermaid.
And kidnapping me to use me for science. Genuine fear. Because we lost a GoPro that had footage of me like a mermaid. We didn't play mermaids, we played water Pokemon. I think those are very similar, actually. Because usually the mermaids, we did fight crime. We did fight things, right? Because mermaids, they had powers in H2O. It was amazing.
True.
But it was also like a lot of like shark attacks with mermaids. It's like, actually, I'm like a mermaid and a shark attacks me. And then you pretend like you're drowning for a second. And then you scream bloody murder.
Yeah.
That was how you played mermaids. It was fun.
I think we were the annoying kids at the
No,
pool.
we definitely were. But we were having fun. That's what's important. Still use Hal for science because some of the food they like SMH my head. What's weird with the food I like? I feel like the food I like is relatively normal, if not too normal, like plain. Oh, I went... honey? What's wrong with honey? At McDonald's, it was not honey, it was caramel. That's different. Caramel. Like that come with your applesauce. Not your apples. Whatever. It was a part of the kids' meal. Because, like, I think you had a choice between apples and something else. I don't remember what it was.
Fries?
Was it between apples and fries?
I think so.
I think we'd usually get both. It's still no. Don't knock it till you try it. I promise. It tastes so good. You don't understand. Pancakes with dulce de leche? I did. You did try it? And you didn't like it? That's sad. Dang. But it's so good. Just dip the fries in a shake. I feel like that's weirder though, because the shake is cold and the fries are hot, and then it's just like weird. It's like a badly microwaved Hot Pocket, you know? That's my opinion. You're weird. Shush. I'm not even. I don't know what the pancakes are. I don't even think I pronounced that right. Dulce de leche? Dulce? What is that?
Dulce de leche? I don't know. Dulce de leche? I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up. Wendy's ads literally had fries in their Frosties because of how common it is. Okay, so it's common. That doesn't mean that it's, like, better. Like... Ooh! It's like crepes! It looks like crepes to me, anyways. Oh, Mexican chocolate pancakes. Those look really good. It's so good and so easy to make. I want. It looks really yummy.
Bark.
Bark. Hi, Chimera.
Hello, Chimera. Hope you're doing well. Having a nice Friday? Oh my god!
Just woke up. Ugh. What are you oh my godding about, by the way?
So, one of my roommates got really popular online because of, like, she drew these lime lips. I think you probably know what I'm talking about because it really blew up. She was like a color pencil realist artist. And it's kind of like this inside joke. And my other roommate, she's making magnets, and I think she made lime lip magnet for her. I think. Tell me that isn't the lime lips. It's not painted yet, but do you see it? Do you see the vision?
Maybe.
Those look like lime lips to me. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. It's Friday, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like July is going by so fast. You know, my dad's birthday is soon. We have like actually a lot of July birthdays in my family. I think we have 5. Yeah, 5. 5 July birthdays. So we usually do like a big like birthday party. But that kind of changed because it was my 21st birthday. I need July to go slower. Same. Like, I'm really like, so my job right now, I'm a mural painter, which is very, very fun. But it's also very dependent on the weather. Well, happy birthday. Thank you. I had a fun birthday, but my contract ends August 1st, and I think we're gonna finish the mural this week. But it also, the weather says that it's gonna rain all week, so I don't know. I'm so nervous. Time, just whatever. I need July to go slower because August is going to be busy for me. I was a June baby. I have a date in a couple of weeks, and honestly, I do not need it to approach this fast. I feel like, the passage of time I feel like is like probably my biggest fear, and it's unavoidable. Like, passage of time happens like right now. It's happening right now, right? But it freaks me out. And I don't know why. Why does time sometimes feel like it's going faster or going slower? You know? I guess when you have a lot of things to do, it feels like it's going faster usually. When you have nothing to do, it's just like, God, this day needs to, like, you know? Yo, June, let's go. I feel like June is a very common birthday. Like, that's a month that feels like a birthday month, right? I feel like it's pretty common. I feel like summer is typically like a time for birthdays as well. Summer is just nice. Wish I was a winter baby though, I don't like the heat. I always wish that my birthday was like in October because I absolutely love Halloween and I love like the idea of like a Halloween birthday. But like, Mal sent me a video a couple days ago that was like, my birthday's July 5th, right? And it was like, oh, it's July 5th. You know what that means? It's time to celebrate Halloween because the next holiday after the 4th of July is Halloween. And now I'm like, oh, it's all special, you know? Like, now I think my birthday is Halloween. It's basically like the start of Halloween is July 5th. It's perfect, you know? So, yeah. It also fits my name, you know? Halloween. Totally not something I made a whole persona about before. That never happened. What are you talking about? I love Halloween. It's the best. Any time to like dress up is like everyone needs. In the Ren Fair? Okay. Sorry. I love dress up.
Jesus, I can't hand really well right now. I'm just kind of eyeballing it and it's not working out.
Well, her hand's not in the picture.
I know, but I want to draw it.
I like Oween. Hal just so happens to be there. I do happen to just be there, and it makes the holiday the holiday. Yippee! Okay, apparently it was supposed to be a fried egg, but now. That's so funny. I feel like Halloween is one of the more liked holidays. It's Halloween and Christmas is like typically what it's between. I never hear anyone say Easter. I never hear anyone say Labor Day.
Why would anyone have Labor Day as their favorite holiday?
I don't know.
Okay, no, that looks really bad.
I just realized I never posted the doodles I did yesterday. Ah, show the doodles. I want to see. Oh, one thing that we're doing right now, we're trying to like put together. I prefer New Year's over Christmas personally. Really? I feel like that's an unpopular opinion. Not by much, but still. I think New Year's can be pretty fun. Well, 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 look who it is. Ace the mechanic. How are you doing? Hope all is well. What do you like about New Year's over Christmas, though? I like neither. Too noisy and forced meetings with people. Huh. Polish Christmas is really religious, and I am not, so... Ah, okay, okay. That's fair, that's fair. All is not well now that you asked. Oh no, I'm sorry. Hope it gets better. I'm not a very social person. I feel like I'm more social than I used to be, but I still don't think I'm a very social person. It's not that I like New Year's more, I just like Christmas less, that's fair. That's all I wanted today was for Hal to not ask me that. No! I made it worse. I'm a terrible person. No! I am, in fact, very scared of people. I feel like, well, I think that's kind of what I like about Halloween, though. I feel like the dress-up part of it makes it so that, like, interaction with people is, like, easier, if that makes any sense. You know? It's like a mask. It makes it... That's what VTubing is for me. That's why streaming is, like, better than, like, in-person interaction. There's, like, that barrier there that makes social interaction a little bit easier, if that makes any sense. Right? I don't do noise, so New Year's and 4th of July are not fun for me. Ah. See, Mal's kind of the same. They don't like fireworks.
Yeah.
Ew, people. I love fireworks. I think fireworks are pretty cool. I will say, I do think drone shows have gotten pretty cool. I do kind of, like, the first couple drone shows, I was like, this is not better than fireworks. But the more recent ones, like, did you see I think it was like it was Texas had one that was really cool, and then there was like this Chinese one that was also really cool. It's like a whole dragon. It was amazing. It was like trending on Twitter. It looked so cool. Especially having like bottle rocket wars or Roman candle fights. I never did either. I don't know what either of those things are actually. Halloween isn't too bad, because it's nice to see the effort of some people. 4th of July is special to me since that's also my brother's birthday and we are really close. 4th of July is a little special to me because my birthday's right after. So it usually makes it so that people have the day off to be able to celebrate with me. That's why windows were made. It's simply, you fire off bottle rockets or Roman candles, or Roman candles are each other. I don't know what a Roman candle is. I think I know what a bottle rocket is though. But I have no idea what a Roman candle is. Bruv. Wizard fight! Woo! See, we did a couple of like kind of cool little stick that shoots fireballs.
Nope, I have no idea.
Wait, are you talking about a sparkler? Is that what you call a sparkler? Round candles are the tubes, and they shoot colored fireballs. I've never seen those. What? No, literal fireballs. I've literally... Hold up. Let me look this up. Because I've... Hold up. Hold on. That sounds really cool. Roman candles. Did I miss out on something? No. Roman candles. I've never seen these in my life.
Let me see.
I've never seen those. Oh, thank you for contributing.
What the heck is that?
Roman candle is a firework that shoots small bursts of fireballs. They can be very dangerous to point at others. How though? I've literally just never seen them. I wonder if it's illegal here. Cause that sounds like something that would be illegal. Oh my god, wait, that's what they look like? You're shooting these at each other? Look at this!
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're gonna kill someone with that. That's insane. I remember doing wizard fights when I was younger. That's why you point them at each other, though. That's crazy. Yeah, me and my buddies would do it every year. I did it to someone, and they almost lost their eye. Their shirt caught on fire, too. You just have good aim, I guess, compared to everyone else. You actually, you're like, I fire, and don't miss. Never said it was safe, but it was fun. We get a garbage can lid for a shield and Roman candles for our weapon. That's insane. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I'd be fearing for my life. Absolutely not. I definitely had sparklers. That was like the thing. And I was scared of sparklers. Right? We'd have fireworks too. And we do like those little snake things, which like you burn and it just turns into a big snake. And there's one other thing that I kind of forget. That I feel like it was like a sparkler but for the ground. It was like a small firework that would explode on the ground. You know? Oh, and poppers. Those things you throw that like make a noise. Have you seen the pooping firework snake? I think that's the one I'm talking about. Sparklers, if they have the metal rod, can also be dangerous. Those are the ones I used. I used the ones with metal rods. Cousins had to get surgery. She got 3rd-degree burns. Oh yeah, no, I would definitely burn myself with the metal thing. I think that's why I was scared of them, because like, I'd burn myself. Like, but we'd take like long exposure photos and like trace drawings in the air with the sparklers. That was kind of fun. Stepped on it barefoot. Yeah. Nah, the one is literally coming out of the cardboard, but, oh really? It's the same thing, but the packaging is funny. Okay, I see. Just don't burn yourself. Okay, I burn myself all the time. It's so, when I was in metals, oh my god. It was terrible.
You actually almost...
I got myself burnt really badly. I don't have good sense of surroundings, is what I realized. So, yeah. Even if you tell me not to burn myself, that doesn't help. I'm very clumsy. I also burn myself all the time. I don't know what I'm doing. I just don't think. It's like, oh, this thing's in the oven? Oh, let me go grab it. Ow! Like, at least I used to before my 20s. I'm just very clumsy. Like, yeah, but metals was like the worst because you'd be doing a blowtorch. One time I lit the blowtorch in my face. I'm really stupid, okay? I was not thinking. Kind of singed my eyelashes and eyebrows a bit, but I was okay. Because it was just like a little bit of a singe. I was fine. I lived in the South. Bonfires were common. I don't think no, I've done a bonfire like once or twice. Oh, I love doing s'mores. That's my jam. That's the one thing I like about camping is s'mores. I like my sweet little treat. That's the best. And my uncle recently got into like making like brick fire pizza. So that's pretty fun. I'm just thinking of things that include fire in them right now. I really want him to like, we want to do like candy pizza at some point. Like using like cinnamon sugar dough and then like chocolate sauce and stuff. Oh, I want to try that so bad. I cook a lot, so when I was learning, I got desensitized to most cuts and burns. I'm still partially missing my fingerprints. I am too. I know this before, before in my 20s, I had to get my fingerprints and the lady couldn't get them from me. Oh man. Yeah, you must have got yourself burnt pretty bad. My fingerprints, I have similar issues. My fingers are, yeah, difficult to read. I know this because I have to get a background check every year because that's what teachers need to do. And yeah. They can get most of my fingers, but being an artist, yeah, most physical mediums are actually extremely dangerous. Why did no one tell me this? You burn yourself a lot, you cut yourself a lot. You accidentally rip off your skin because you used super glue like a dummy. My phone does not like my fingerprint, but at least it's unique. I just use my Face ID. I swear fingerprint things never work for me.
It's probably because they don't.
Fingerprints are unnecessary. Who needs them anyway? Yeah, it could just get you, like, caught for a crime, so get rid of them. Don't do that. My bank. I guess. Whatever. What do they want my fingers for, weirdos? Oh, by the way, Hal, guess what? I have no idea. You're gonna have to tell me. I don't know what I'm guessing. It could be anything. Actually, sorry, I meant Mal. No!
What?
What the heck? Your bank needs your prints? Give me your fingerprints. I need them. No, they're mine.
What is it, Ace?
No, you gotta guess. You don't Chicken butt? Really? Really?
It was. I'm disappointed in you.
Don't bully Hal. Oh my god, Chimera. You are like the first and only person to defend me. That's so funny. Only Mal? Wow, that's crazy. I've never heard those words be uttered. Don't bully Hal. Chimera obviously doesn't know how this chat works. Sometimes Mal has to get some too. Gotta show them the love. Don't bully Hal. Laughter ensues. I appreciate it, Chimera. Don't bully Hal. I go against the grain. Be
Someone's
unique.
Gotta do it.
Be unique. Be. Yeah, there's two of us to bully, and yet it's always me. What are you guys playing for this one shot, by the way? I'm playing a warlock, and
I'm playing a fighter.
Yeah. #1 Hal fan. Yo, let's go. I've never.
Is Mal's the boss?
Mal is the boss. Bossman.
I am the boss. I don't know, man.
Fighter? Boring.
Listen, I have to play a martial class at some point.
Have you played a martial class before?
If rogue counts, then
I feel like
I've played a rogue, but I did not enjoy it.
Really? But I thought you killed everything.
Yeah, and it was boring.
Rogue is a martial class, it definitely is. You know what? I know what I gotta draw.
Gotta draw some Hal appreciation art.
Appreciation art? Bruh? I'm playing a barbarian. Yeah, you're playing Razgar, right? You're Dragonborn. Do you know what Sky's playing? Sky's playing a healer, right? At least I hope Sky's playing a healer. Thank God! Okay. Draw my OC with Hal merch. Yo! That would be amazing! I mean, Claire technically can be considered one, but like Mal does their own thing, that's true.
Listen,
We teamed up on our characters. Our characters know each other. That's exciting. I want to do more partner characters. I know I did one with Ollie for your campaign, though it was short-lived. I want to play them again.
For the first time ever, I am playing a character who is not asexual.
What? Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, I guess I'm playing a character that's not aromantic. I think technically this character could still be asexual. And he probably will be, because I can't play anything else.
I think Mel just doesn't know how Con is. You know who else is partnered? I don't know. No! I should have known that. I should have known.
That was actually a clever one, I gotta say.
Dang. Got him, stop! Also, yes, Hal, I want to play Atlas 2. They died too young. I was thinking, like, well, I think Sky wanted to do a second campaign after she finishes the current one, which I don't know when that's gonna happen. I also know that Jeff wants to turn his into a full campaign. Maybe. That's the time. For the boys. I think Sky is gonna start a short one after the next Saturday. Really? I don't want a short one, I want a long one. It's been so long for Sky's, I don't even know what we are doing. Me either. I have no clue. I think we were fighting dragons, but when were we not? My kids are still missing. I don't know where they are. I don't know who's evil or who's good anymore. I don't think we can trust anyone in that campaign, to be honest. All I know is we got a bird. Bella's still a bad mom. She is not. I'm still kind of taking a break and gave her permission. Okay. All I know is that I can go baby mode again. Oh yeah. Ray's very cute little bird. I'm playing so the character I'm playing in Jeff's campaign, he's married to a woman. I think it's like, I don't know why I will make characters that are like married, like in straight relationships. I don't know how I do it. I don't know why this happens. It's always shocking. I don't know who I'd make for Skies. I think either Jink or another idea I had brewing. I always have like a couple different ideas. By the way, Raise is just my unsolicited thoughts, so half the time I don't even know what I'm gonna do. That makes a lot of sense. Hi, Boomer. What's up, bud? Come here. No, don't leave me. My dog just left me. Enemy can't know what you're doing if you don't know what you're doing. Grade A strats. For real. I also have like this other idea for like these partner characters I want to do with Mal that I've had an idea for a while. But I also... Oh, maybe we should... should we play those for Sky's campaign? The boys?
I don't know.
Unless Ollie? I don't know. I'd rather play Kieran and Alice for a longer one. I don't know.
I can't draw, man.
I had my headphones off. What happened? I heard my name. Oh, I was just saying, like, Kieran and Atlas, I think I'd want to play for, like, a longer campaign. So Sky does have a campaign that's shorter. I don't know. We could play them. I don't know. I just want to play them again. I just missed them. It was fun. I feel like, playing, like, duo characters is like a lot more fun. I don't know. I feel like we had good banter. It was fun. It was a blast. Maybe we'll get so invested in Disguise that becomes the main campaign. But wait, we need to finish yours first. The Lord. Nah, it's finished now. That's a major cliffhanger to look. Honestly, don't let Uza die. Yeah, don't let Ollie's character die again. Don't let the flame die out. Plus Ultra or something. Go beyond.
This spread is looking really good so far.
Oh my god, wait a second. Talking about... I really need to kill someone that isn't Eris or Ollie.
Hal hasn't seen what the spread looks like.
Oh, that does look pretty good. I like. Oh, she's so pretty. I love Suki. She's gorgeous. Ah! She's just really pretty. Don't kill me.
I feel like this is like the first time where I'm like drawing something for my spread and I think it looks better than the screenshot it's based off of.
Nice. You know who else is really pretty? Me. I'm really pretty. Next question. I'm great at this guessing game. Me. No, me. I mean, that's what I just said. I just said me. Uza's one of the only characters where if he died, I would actually just junior to his name as my backup. He does seem like a lot of fun to play. Just constantly swinging, fighting. I don't know. I feel like I like spellcasting classes way more than martial classes from what I've like played so far.
Same.
Not gonna lie, Uza is the first character in a while that I became a huge fan of. What? What a badass! No, I think Uza's really cool. He's just like really cool. Yeah, screw Bo and Harris. I love that everyone loves Uza. It brings me so much joy. Uza is just really cool. Like, I don't know how you could not like him. Uza is well crafted, to be honest. Very good character. A+. 100%. Look at Suki. Who is your favorite character that is not one that you've drawn in ATLA?
Well, that
really narrows it down.
the thing is, I've drawn the boulder and the foaming at the mouth guy. I guess Cabbage Man.
Cabbage Man. Cabbage Man. Uza is what my half-orc was supposed to be before the part- Really? Wait! Kane? Really? Oh man, that's crazy. Wasn't he a monk? Wow, that's crazy. Well, it's cool to know what he would have been like, I guess. I was gonna play him very similarly. That's cool. Oh, God, speaking of that campaign, I really want to play Ursula again at some point. I don't know how or when, but it'd be cool. Oh, another ad break. Okay, I'll leave for a second.
I'm gonna play him very similarly, but the Brutalist just felt so much better than that just a normal monk. Yeah. What class is Uza actually? Brutalist? Is that a class or subclass? Especially for the way his story is. Hang on. Ace's Homebrew. Ah! Is it a class or subclass? Hold on. The class, okay. Makes sense. Okay, if I remember correctly, that first periodic we met in a previous campaign was a Brutalist? Oh. I don't remember her name. It's start Iridium? The one with the yo-yo, right? Or, what was... Neon was also, no, the first one. Neon. AKA the one guy's daughter. What was her name? I remember her periodic name, but I don't remember her actual name. Yo-Yo was the one that everyone liked because she was cute, yeah.
Alright, I'm back. First periodic. Oh. Eva. What's her name? Eva. It started with an E.
No. Neon. He's talking about Neon.
Oh. Really? The yo-yo.
The yo-yo
was the one that everyone liked because she was cute. No.
Yeah.
It was
the yo-yo is the one that started with an E.
Yeah.
And I was talking about the yo-yo one. But then Ollie's like, no, not that one.
But she was so cute. I loved her. The periodics were cool. I always love like plague doctor mask like styles, you know? Brutus was the first one that attacked on sight for no reason and didn't want to talk to us. That was Neon. Yeah. That was also, what was her actual name?
I don't remember her actual name.
It was like Amanda, no, Astra? Astra?
Maybe it was Astra.
It was, man, I'm good at remembering stuff. Look at me, man. Sometimes I feel like I'm like a genius because I remember a bunch of useless information. I mean, it's not, I think it's Astra. I think that's actually correct. I think that Astra is correct. But I was close, okay? I was real close.
What did you say?
I don't remember.
You said Astra.
Did I say Astra? I'm claiming I said Astra even if I didn't. Because I like to think I'm correct. Oh, I did? Amazing. I'm so smart, guys. It was like 2 seconds ago, forehead. I don't, listen, words come out of my mouth and I don't pay any attention to what I say. Like, ever. Oh, but one thing that me and Mal are working on, we're trying to like put together like all of their art into like one place, like a portfolio. And oh my god, Mal has so much art. It's insane. You draw so much, I think it's inhuman. Like, how do you, what?
Yeah, okay, so what I'm doing right now, I'm gonna show this, because why not? It's, where is it? Oh, it's here. Look at all this.
It's almost like Mal's an art streamer or something. Still, it's like so much. Like,
and then I'm also doing old art too, so.
Posted the arts? Okay, I'm gonna look. Aww! Look at the cute. That sweater looks like so cozy, honestly. Look at
And
that.
that's, oh, that does look cute.
That looks
Oh my
like
God.
very cozy. I also love that like floof. You know what I'm talking about? In front of the head, the floof. Looks very cozy. I love that like 6 of those PNGs for the D&D were me.
Oh yeah.
That's true,
No.
actually. Quit dying. Like, oh my god. You do have so many PNGs. Who had the second most? Probably you, because of Squirt and Dipper.
Yeah.
Ollie definitely has the most. I would die so much if Mal didn't die first. It's true,
I know,
actually.
I'm sorry. I feel so bad.
I don't... We all would die less if we just were smarter. V literally sacrificed himself for Eris, and then he died again. And y'all left him to his demise. We were going to get there eventually. Eventually, we would have been too late, probably. The entire plane was being taken over. Yeah. And you said nah. To be fair, Bo did not say nah.
To be fair, Calcul said nah.
Yeah, what the hell? He was like a god. He should have done something. Bo did not say no, though. Bo was going to go, and then Chapman was like, no, don't go. It's fine. And then he left without telling us. And now he's dead, so what's he know? That's true, actually. For being a god, he is dead, so I guess he's not really a god anymore. How does that work? I mean, Eris brought back a dead god. Could just do it again. Easy peasy. Correct? What's so hard about that? We have a lot of things happening in that campaign. Threats are quite big with being like gods and people more powerful than gods and people that have killed gods. It's kind of we're just some people that have been picked magically by auras and now we're in danger. Look, all I'm saying, Travin's story was mwah, in my opinion. Like, that ending for him was beautiful. It did make me cry. I was crying pretty hard. And then we just had to pretend like that didn't just happen because our characters were unaware. It was just like, yeah, we can just get them soon. We'll go save them. It's fine. Like, it made so much sense, especially now that you know they liked each other. I figured. I was like, I swear I told Mel, I was like, do you think they were lovers? Do you think like, cause I think, and I'm glad that was canon. I knew it. I've never really had, I'm really like nervous about like killing characters, you know? I'm really impressed that you're like very ready, always willing. Like, you're like, kill me. Kill my character, make them cry. Someday I want to make a character. That actually was kind of supposed to be Ursula. I did kind of like write her in a way that like, oh, she was going to die and it was going to make Dipper sad. But I didn't expect it so soon. And yeah. It made so, I really want to show off angry Uza because he's scary. True, never seen Uza drop his smile.
Would he even drop his smile if he was angry?
I would assume so. And he never will? Then never mind. I was imagining like a smile dropped killing. If you know what's good for you. Ooh. I don't know how we'd make Uza upset. I mean, if his family's in danger because of that one dude, I imagine that would make him pretty upset. I'm excited to see everyone else's backstories. Because, I mean, I knew Bo's backstory and I knew Eris' backstory. So I'm kind of really curious. He drops his smile when when he drops his smile, there are no more allies. I warn you now. Oh, it's just attacking everything. Oh boy. That sounds a bit scary. I guarantee that Uza could probably wipe the whole team. If you get in his way, at least. That's fair, that's fair. Like, he won't turn on you for no reason, but like, don't stop him. Fair enough. Hey, I wouldn't get in the way of an angry man. Especially if he... I mean, you can try and we can see what happens. I don't mind. We'll see what the situation is. That would be entirely dependent on if Bo would interrupt. The most likely he probably wouldn't. Spooky is looking pretty good so far. You're very focused too. I can tell. You've been very quiet.
Yeah, I'm in a zone. It's time to get in my nerd glasses.
Because you're in a zone.
Yeah.
I love that toggle. That's like my favorite toggle. I came up with that one. Mal was like, no. I think that would look silly. No. Look at it this way. Uza can take a disintegrate at max damage and still live. Oh my god. That's a lot of damage. That is a lot. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever had a character be that, like, beefed up. I think the closest I've had is, like, Belle. And I don't know how much health she has, honestly. I don't remember. But I don't think she's at 100 yet. Maybe she is. She'd have to be if we're, like, level... What level are we in that campaign? It's been so long. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea at all. I feel like we were level 11? No. That's the campaign right now. No, we're 13. I don't know. I have no idea. I just remembered I was able to kick butt as Belle. That was kind of fun. It is kind of like fun a little bit being like the sponge for like damage and being like, look at how much I can take. You're like testing the limits, you know? But I feel like I really like being like a support spellcaster. I've really enjoyed playing Bo, and for the short time that I was playing Kieran, that was like a blast. Support spellcaster, I vibe with. It's a vibe. I have a feeling I'm not gonna love playing a Warlock, but it's only for a one shot, and I do want to try it because of the. I like Warlocks story-wise, but action economy-wise, I'm. What was that noise? Did you hear that?
No.
It sounded like... I don't even know. Yeah, so 9th level disintegrate max damage is 154 damage. And he'll survive with about more than half his health if he's raging. Oh my god. Wait, what? Oh, because you're immune to all... Like, you have resistance to all damage now, right? Is that why? Because I was like, wait a second. No way does he have... Okay. That makes more sense, because I was like, you do not have, like, 300 health. Like, okay. Man, resistance to all damage kind of goes pretty hard, huh? Oh my god. Are you immune to any damage? I don't remember. Actually, is there a way you can be immune to any damage as a player character? I don't know. No immunities as of yet. Oh, does it end up happening eventually? Even without the resistance, I still survive with like 20-ish health, I think. Oh my god. That's a lot of HP. Wow. I thought you just hit the 100s. Though I guess we did level up twice or something, didn't we? I have no idea. That's crazy. I actually really don't know if there's a way you can... No, there's gotta be a way to get immunities as a player. It's just probably really high level, you know? You wouldn't get it at, like... I don't think you get it until, like, 20th or something. Items? Oh, yeah. I guess... I think. Yeah. I don't play with... We don't really get magic items that often. We get them sometimes. But sometimes when we see them, we're just like, nah, like, they're not... Nothing in the class. Okay. I feel like being immune as a player would be pretty overpowered. Huh. You can get immunities to status effect via race and class pretty easily, though. Wait, really? Interesting. I feel like... Oh, I wasn't there. I swear there was a time that we fought something. Maybe it was in Sky's campaign. Where he fought something that was immune to physical damage. I hate that. I like, and you need a magical weapon. Oh my god. That's like my least favorite immunity.
It's one thing if they're resistant, but they're immune?
That's like my least favorite immunity. Fire immunity, sure, that kind of sucks, but like all physical attacks, bruh. Or when they're I think that this happened actually a couple times in Ace's campaign because of like a magic item or something where they're like immune to range attack. Ooh, it really does make me want to get up there and punch them. Like, I'm pretty sure it was the king. Buggy's dad was immune to range, I think. Like no. I swear we fought something that had a magic hat that ate the arrows.
Oh, that was Leviathan.
Aha! Oh yeah! But that wasn't a real fight, I guess. That was cool though, I did like that fight. I mean, to be fair, after a certain level, most attacks have magic damage to them. Yeah. But I feel like barbarians always have physical, unless they have a magic weapon themselves, right? Is there a way for them to get magical? I mean, probably with certain subclasses. I don't know, because I like playing Belle. She has a magic weapon now, but if she didn't have a magic weapon, I do not think she'd be able to do magic. Depends on the subclass. Yeah, Juggernaut definitely does not give you magic. But it's fun. I do like being able to knock things around. And break down doors with a knock. That's pretty fun. I enjoy playing D&D. It was very intimidating when I first played it, you know? Because there's like... I think a lot of things are like this, where like the barrier to entry feels very like far, because you have to like learn a lot at the very beginning in order to get into it. But, I mean, once you... Obviously, once you get into it, it's kind of addicting. Like, you know?
Yeah.
The barrier to D&D looks tall, but is very thin. I think that's actually, yeah, the truth of it. Because it wasn't actually that hard to get into. I mean, like, I think the first session, it was like, oh, this is fun, you know? But it seems overwhelming because of just how many, like, options there are, you know? Like, there's so many things, like, oh, so many classes and races and backgrounds and spells if you choose a spellcaster. Like, whoa, like, that's a lot, right? But it's actually decently easy to understand, at least, I think, once you get into it. There's a lot of things, but if you go in with an idea, you can pretty much make what you want really easily. Yeah, I think that's kind of like, I think it helps to have someone, like, telling you. Like, if you, like, said, like, oh, I really want to play a character who, like, you know, fights like this, like, a character that uses magic, a character that doesn't use magic, right? And, like, you know, this is basically the backstory, this is basically the idea I have, and then the DM would basically be like, oh yeah, here's what I think would help get that across, class-wise and background, and like, you know? If I have any friends that, like, want to get into it and they've never played, I think that's how I would basically do it, right? Like, okay, what are you thinking? And then let me help you build from there. And I'll show you how to do it so that you can do it in the future. You know? Because I think, like, that's what I do. It's definitely helpful. Because I think you told me, like, if you were to, like, replay Novia, you would have played her as a druid.
Yeah.
Because that makes more sense for what you wanted to do with her.
I think I just got intimidated by, like, how are you supposed to roleplay the class?
Yeah.
I think that was a little bit silly of me to, like, get hung up over, like, the semantics of it, basically.
Yeah. It's how I got my brother into it. See, I want to get, like, some of my friends that I, like, know, like, in person into it, but they're boring. No, but, like, I swear they'd love it. They just don't know it yet. They just don't know it yet, you know? They'd love it, they just need to try it. They just like, I'll do, just a one shot, and then it's like, can we do this every week? Like, you know? But I understand the intimidation about it, because I mean, I was intimidated by it for like the longest time. I look at it like classes and race are physical creatures that RP comes from. How you want their backstory. Features, not creatures, sorry. I was like, wait, what? Okay. I look at it like class and race are physical features that RP comes from how you want their backstory.
Yeah, I think I just, like, I got it in my head that, like, I'm not allowed to play a druid if I want to do it like this.
Yeah. I feel like, the way I do characters now is, like, I'll either, like, there's two different ways. It's, like, one way or reverse, right? Where it's, like, you look at, like, classes and stuff like that, and from there you get an idea, and you build a backstory off of, like, the classes and stuff. Or you make a backstory, and then you, like, look for what classes best fit the backstory, if that makes sense. You know? If I had a group, I'd do it, but I don't, so I play RPGs on my computer instead. I feel like RPGs are probably, like, I love RPGs. You could probably find groups online, but that's kind of scares me. So I understand why you wouldn't want to. Meeting new people, scary.
Technically, we found a group online. It's just that we also had a couple other things in common.
We knew them all already. My fave druid I think I've seen is, he's really naturey, but has all these flowers and twigs, but the character actually hates natures and wanted to be a wizard, but he was innately good at druid stuff. See, I like stuff like that. I think, like, yes. I'm like trying to think. I'm bad at wording right now. My brain is like buffering really hard. I like making characters off of like one specific like silly little idea. So nothing new. The only friend I know who plays it is too far away for weekly meeting, and she's already deep in a campaign already. No.
Oh boy.
There was, there's a D&D club at my school, but it you know, just vibe-wise, I don't know. They don't seem all that welcoming, I guess, you know? Some people are really, like, gatekeepy about stuff like that, you know? You know what I mean?
No.
Like, words. Why does my brain just stop working suddenly? Yeah, my brain's just not working right now. Yeah, that's why I'd rather do it with people I know than with strangers. I guess, like, people are a mixed bag. You never really know what you're going to get, and that can be a good thing and that can be a bad thing, I guess. You know? Most people are really nice, though. I really want to play my campaign, but some of my players, some of the players I got are so flaky, so it kind of just disappeared. No! Let me play. You're going to do, like, a space campaign, right? think I can actually do another campaign. I honestly, D&D is a bit. Hal is flaky. What? What? Am not. I don't think I am anyway. But I don't think I could do another campaign. I get so overwhelmed. Like, really easily. God, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm making it, episodic per, like, planet and stuff so people can come and go as they feel pretty much. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. Mal and all foggy, they're very focused. They're focused, so their glass is fogged up. There's no getting to them when they go into this mode. They're just out of it. The only issue is I can't start the dang thing. No. If it was for a short time. No, I can't. I really can't. I feel like 2 campaigns is my max, and I think I can barely handle 2. I get very... It's just like... You know... Okay, please tell me I'm not the only one. When, like... You're playing D&D, it's all you can think about. And then if you have 2, you can't think of, like, anything else. Because all you think about is D&D or the other D&D, and it's just terrible. I can't function, you know? The only thing that kept it from me is the space theme. What? But space! Space is so cool! Are you joking? Dude, I love space.
I remember you saying that's why you don't want to watch Firefly a long time ago.
What? You don't like space? That's insane! I know. It's so cool. For real, though. The space isn't even the theme, it's just a mode of transportation. I love space. I love stars, I love planets. Oh my god, they're so cool! The stars, the sky. Space isn't that interesting to me, but it... How? It's like the ocean, but more magical. Space, like, is literally magic. Like, I already was talking, like, at the beginning of the stream, how much I love, like, shiny sparkle. Stars. Shiny sparkle. Just swimming through shiny sparkle is so cool. I'm literally just hoping... Wait, it's literally just hopping to different planes, basically with longer travel. I'm the opposite. I prefer sci-fi to fantasy. Wow. I feel like that's kind of a hot take, actually. I like both. I don't know what I could... Sci-fi or fantasy? That's like a really hard thing to pick between.
I mean,
I feel like...
Here's the thing. I really like Firefly, but I like it because it doesn't feel like sci-fi.
How does it not feel like sci-fi? Actually, genuinely?
It's space cowboys, okay?
Okay, that's fair, that's fair. It is basically just space cowboys. I love Firefly. It does feel more like Wild Wild West than space. I can... Well, but there's... Oh, but the one with no air. What was that episode called? You know the one I'm talking about.
No.
Yeah, you do. It was the best episode. Where they were running out of air on the ship. I think it was literally called, like, Running Out of Air or something. What was it called? That episode was so good, and that had everything to do with space. I like sci-fi movies, fantasy for everything else. I think I prefer fantasy, just because I like the, like, vibes of magic, you know?
I'm not, like, a Star Wars fan, so I can't say I'm a sci-fi person.
I do like sci-fi, but I do think that some sci-fi things get a little bit too caught up in the details, and I'm not too bothered by the details. Like, I'm very easily able to suspend my belief, you know? I don't need to know all the science behind it, I guess. You don't have to like Star Wars to be a sci-fi fan. I can go hard on fantasy or Western steampunk. Steampunk is really good. I gotta admit, I do like, you do, steampunk is pretty awesome. But Firefly is so good. Oh my god. Why are you making me think of Firefly? It's like, oh my god. Star Wars is more fantasy in space. I haven't watched Star Wars in such a long time that I do not remember. I do not remember, like, anything from it. The biggest thing, I only remember, like, a couple of, I mostly remember, like, things from Lego Star Wars. I feel like I remember Lego Star Wars more than actual Star Wars. And one of my favorite things in Lego Star Wars was like, you know when Han Solo is like trapped in like the whatever? And he's just one giant Lego brick. And he just hops around. It was pretty funny.
I don't remember this.
How do you not? Hold on. I'm gonna look this up. I'm looking this up right now. Han Solo. Lego brick. No. Oh, this one. Look at him. He's just a Lego brick.
Oh, dear.
He's so goofy looking. I love cyberpunk stuff as well. Oh, cyberpunk. Lego Star Wars is goated. I gotta go now, but have a great rest of your stream, you guys. Alright, see you later, Space Panda. Space Panda Dragon, bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of your day. The new one keeps going on sale. Wait, there's a new Lego Star Wars? I didn't know that. I want to get it, but I have a huge backlog to get through. I tried to start a cyberpunk campaign, but that fell through because players. Pain. You should just start one of your, the Skywalker saga. Huh. Yeah, I don't... You're just making silly faces. I just look over sometimes and you're just making the most stupid look. That's it, Ollie. That's it. Ollie is just gonna DM for the Saturday campaign. My man needs his campaign. Yeah. I was about to say, I was like, well, once, like, other campaigns are over, you could just start it there because I feel like we have, like, pretty consistent, you know? I think it could, you know? I would be willing. Will you not complain about my space travel? You better not. Space is cool. Also technically not space. How is it technically not space? It's the astral plane. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I want to play. Ace, be careful what you say. I have a ban button. Space does not suck. Bro, why didn't you say so? Why didn't you say it was the astral plane? This changes everything. It was that from the start. I have a lot of random ideas for, like, characters. I think I'm going to make it my goal to play, like, every single class. Right? You just immediately went, it's space because they leave the planet. Planets in quotes. Suki's so pretty. You're so good at art, just so you know. You just immediately went it. Oh, wait. I'm pretty sure you told us space every time. I mean, you were basically saying space just now. But to be fair, I do think that, like, space astral plane, don't they kind of... Isn't the astral plane just filled with stars? Or am I, like, losing it?
Space sucks LMAO.
You know what, Cardboard How?
What are you doing? Are you going to get rid of him? Get rid of him! Make him disappear! Do it! Yeah! Oh my god! I'm
Broke
free!
me out of my trance.
I'm safe! I'm safe! I'm safe! I'm free! Oh, it's gone! Mal just like laser-eyed and he disappeared! Yeah, because they're not globes in my universe. Because it was the easiest way to explain it. Did I just witness a murder? All the planets are flat or different shaped. He's gone! The evil is gone from here! I'm free, guys! The astral plane is just glue in my universe. Astral plane is space. Man. Wow. I can't believe that he's dead. I can't believe it.
No one is ever really gone.
Yeah, sometimes I can still hear his voice.
That was pretty funny. Yeah, we're going into the glue mine. Oh, we are going into the glue mine.
Stop telling people I am dead.
I don't hear anything, guys. Do you? All the planes exist and are put together like a puzzle. The astral plane is the glue that keeps them together. That's how it is in my universe. I feel like that makes sense. I feel like if I were to rule it, I'd say the astral plane is like the world borders in Minecraft.
I don't think that's how it is at all. I don't even think you could argue that that's how it is.
Like you can walk to the edge of the universe and it's just the astral plane. Right? Does that make sense?
I think that's kind of lame.
Wow. Listen, I just came up with something on the spot, okay? You don't need to judge me. And when you use portal magic, it basically just opens up a safe door among the astral plane. Huh. How cozy.
Booty.
Where'd that come from? Oh, you just...
Pirates? Pirates be looking for that booty?
Why?
And space, pirates?
The astral plane. I'm not saying that out loud. I'm not saying that out loud. Am I right, fellas? I love the term fellas. I don't know why. It's been growing on me a lot recently.
I'm just a fella.
I'm just a fella. Nah, but for real, once the campaigns are done, I'm down if you all want. I'd be down. God, everyone's gonna become a DM except for us. We probably should make a campaign at some point. Someday. I'll keep saying someday until it happens. I have so much written for the first world already. Dang, so you're prepared too. I feel like I just suck at commitment to make my own campaign, you know? I'd be down though. I love space, like I said, so I would be 100% down. I just need to make a character. Like I've said multiple times, once I'm done, anyone can take the reins. I've been trying to start this campaign for 2 years now? Oh my god, yeah, I don't understand. That's a really long time. That's crazy. Yeah, no, I do not understand. Man, I wasn't expecting everyone to want to take the reins. Seems like everyone wants to do a campaign. And I'm down for all of them. Oh, look at Suki! Sorry, I just think she's so cute. I love her little, haircut. Like the bob. I love bobs. You know? They're just, the right length to get movement down, but not be,
annoying to draw.
Yeah. I don't even care who takes it, as long as I get to be a player for once in this group. Well, it seems like literally everyone. Except for me and Mal, because I don't think that we have, okay, eventually, but eventually. I think I'm just... Eventually is a very long way away. Someday in the future. I'm more focused on comics right now. Everyone is gonna be the DM, and then just me as a single player. We can all take the reins eventually. I would like to eventually DM, but yeah. In the future. Far future. Unfortunate. My brain is so laggy today, though. Ah, look at that! That's just such a good spread. This is such a good spread. There we go. Words are hard, guys. How does anyone, like, talk consistently?
I don't know. How do you do it?
I don't know. I feel like I, like, missay stuff all the time. I've kind of noticed this. I'll say, like, sentences in the wrong order pretty often. You know? Like, I'll say, like, sentences in, like, grammatically incorrect, like, ways because of the way information flows from my head. Like, you know how, like, in different languages, the sentence structure is, like, different?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I always get it wrong. Hal, I sent you a DM to get you more involved. Okay. Let me see. Ooh! Map! Oh my god. Holy smokes. I love, like, really thought out, like, world building stuff. Like, I wish my brain was, like, working a bit better because, like, right now, for some odd reason, like, all the words are just, like, crashing together in my brain right now. But, like, really complex world building where it's, like, oh, all the little, everything, like, comes together and, like, words! Dude, help me. You try talking.
I don't think so.
Okay. But, like, just, like, the equator being off kilter is, like, really interesting. And how that affects, like, oh, why it's cold here, why it's warm here, how that influences. Use the massive volcano for smithing. That's just all very cool.
Is that not just like physics? Is that just not how physics works? The equator is what makes things warm and cold?
No, it does. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a thought about thing, though. Like, I wouldn't think of that. I've been adding to this one map, and each town slowly over the past 2 years, they're all really in depth in history. That's cool. I feel like that's one of the things that I struggle with a lot is, like, world building.
Yeah, world building is really boring
I
to
feel
do,
like-
in my opinion, but
I
it
feel
makes
like
the story feel so much more whole.
I love, like, world building and stories. I dislike doing it myself because I feel like it's just everything. You have to think of everything, like, you know, not just as separate things, but about how they all can interconnect and how they all affect each other. So complicated, but it's so cool when it all comes together in just a beautiful flower bouquet, really, because of all the things that go into it.
Suki is hard to draw, I'm gonna say it right now.
You're almost done, though.
Yeah, I
When you're
know.
done with her, you're done with all of them. No one will ever pretty much know. It's only for my benefit because I have, like, a 15-page history of the world in my Google Docs. Okay, so me and Mal are, like, working on, like, a comic right now.
The Magical Boys.
The Magical Boys one. And I think the page we have, like, the pages we have right now for just, like, writing, like, background and history and, like, how, like, magic systems work, I think right now it is 27 pages, and it is absolutely, it's a bit ridiculous. It's, like, research and stuff of, like, different, it's, writing is hard, okay? Most of my world stuff that connected was probably mostly coincidence. I just go like, what would be go for this? What would be good for this? What would be good for this? Oh yeah, that one town exists. Perfect. Like, if it comes out, it comes out, but it's not like the players will take a history class in the world. That's fair, that's fair. But still, even if it, like, never really comes out, I do feel like world building can, like, just, like, affect, like, when world building is done really well, at least, like, when I try, like, if I, like, really focus in on the world building, it makes, like, the characters so much easier to write, you know?
Yeah, because it makes the
It's
world
like,
kind of
oh.
its own character in a way.
Yeah.
So they're interacting with the world in a way that's a lot more like real.
I try to write really in depth like that, but it is really, really hard because like. But when it does come together, it's like yes. But yeah, it's just 27 pages is what I have written right now for the comic, and it's like not even like the story. It's just the like background. Oops. Stuff coming together is the best feeling. I do love it. Do you have like a best like, oh, this is when everything came together and it was like, yes, as like a DM? Any of you? Or just like not even as a DM, just like in general, like, yes, it all connects. It's all together. It all works. It's beautiful. You know? Gears and Magic, just as a whole. I do love Gears and Magic. That's a really fun campaign. I've said it a million times before and I'll say it a million more times. It's such a good campaign. Uza! I feel like for me, it feels like wrong to say Ursula, but like she was like really easy for me to play. I don't know. She was just like really like, it just came naturally. Like it just like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's just such a complete character. I don't really feel like Ursula was a complete character, but she just like was easy to play. I don't know. Although she lived for like 2 seconds. Rip in pieces. She just could not catch a break. How many times did she die?
Twice.
Twice.
I think Novi's got you beat.
Yeah, it runs in the family, I guess.
Real.
Because then Dipper died too. They're just a family full of death. That's really unfortunate, actually. I never even thought of that. I swear I'll still never get over that clever moment with the doc. That was like a really fun moment. Like every 5 seconds I would add something and it would give me inspiration for another bit and then another until I made it 10 to 15 pages in histories and that map. That does feel pretty good when it's all like, yes, then this, and then, no, that solves this, and then, yes.
God, my bones feel stiff.
Crack your back.
No.
Okay then.
I can't do that on my own.
Man, I want to run Veins of the Past again. Do it. Do it. I'd play it again. Especially because you said you would run it very differently. You're so close to being done with her.
I know, I'm like running out of steam though. It's really bad. She's so hard to draw. Like, I cannot stress enough.
Contrary to popular belief, bones are in fact hard, so them not being stiff would be weird, in my opinion.
Nah, my bones are always like noodles.
It's actually true. Mal's got really weird bones.
I don't like my bones being stiff. It makes me claustrophobic.
Mal's like double jointed and has like, it's strange. Like when we were younger, we did gymnastics together and Mal would break their bones all the time because their bones were just not very like, or it's not your bones, it's your ligaments or whatever.
Yeah, my ligaments. The ligaments between my bones
that
keep them together are really, really weak.
Who needs ligaments? Apparently everybody, because it keeps you from breaking your bones. Fun facts. Kind of miss doing gymnastics.
Yeah, I did too, which is why I went back that one time and then I ended up breaking everything.
Yeah, you're
I
like,
went
man.
back to gymnastics as a teenager and
You're
I
like,
was like, man, I'm like I miss this. It's all coming back to me. It
It's all
feels so
fun, and then you
natural,
broke
and then
your
I
bones
kept
again.
breaking everything when I was trying to do back handsprings. And I wasn't doing it wrong. I just have
Well,
wrong bones.
it probably didn't help that your arms also like hyperextend. So when you like
Yeah.
land on them, you're landing on them like kind of a little bit funny. But
But,
it's
like,
not
the
something you can
coach-
avoid.
The coach was always like complimenting me on my form and everything. Like I had like perfect form all the time. It didn't help. I still broke everything.
I think this eye needs to be a little better.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
bigger. Not better, sorry.
Bigger is better.
Wow. And I thought size didn't matter. Hey yo! That's crazy. Who said that? Cardboard Hal? Maybe he's not dead. He's just like me for real, for real. Man, I can't believe you killed Cardboard Hal. I kind of miss him.
I can bring him back.
How much power do you have?
All the power.
All the power, apparently.
I have power over your life too.
What? And you serious?
Is this an unintentional lore stream?
It's got.
See? I told you. No, come back, Hal.
Oh my god! What happened? Where did I go? Malahol aura, what do you mean? Mal's scary, honestly. You don't want to get on Mal's bad side.
I don't know what I could do if you got on my bad side. I don't think I'm that scary.
I don't know. You just kind of like, well, okay. You kind of like have like this thing of like, this sounds weird, but it's like, oh, you don't really like care, you know?
Well, yeah.
So like, you can just easily just be like, whatever, like, you know? I wish I had that. Like, I don't think what I said made any sense. Words are so difficult right now. I killed Eris, does that count? As a bad sign?
Well, if you kill Eris permanently, I would not be happy.
Don't say that.
Don't kill Eris. Okay.
I'm trying to think
I'm
what-
done with my sketches.
I'm trying to think of what someone could do to get on my bad side, and I don't think that they can. I mean, Eris almost died permanently. You're welcome again.
Listen, if she dies and doesn't come back, if I don't get the choice to revive her, I'm gonna be upset.
Just, I'm gonna be upset.
Yes. If that possibility makes you upset, or makes you scared, don't kill Eris.
He'll cry at you. Jetstream.
Exactly. You don't want that. Trust.
Trust.
Me.
I think you're like the only person that's able to revivify at this point. That's true. If the death saves are failed, yeah.
Yeah, which is why it's really bad when I'm the one dying.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Should have taken more con. I'm working on it, I swear. Okay, so Suki's hair is like this kind of reddish. Did that for 2 ASIs. SMH my head. I needed strength, okay? I needed strength first. I will not apologize. Do you have any idea? The reason I hit so many of my hits with my hammer, which honestly still isn't enough, in my opinion, is because I have the freaking +2 in strength, or +3 in strength. Can't use strength when you're down. I know! I'm sorry. 90% of your hits are from the Spirit Guardians. What do you mean? I know. But anytime I do have a hit with the freaking... You know what it's called. The hammer. It's because of that freaking modifier. If I didn't have it, I'd be missing so much. I already miss too much with that, and it's really sad every time I do, because it just feels like all of my sacrifices of HP were in vain. Hello.
Oh, you kidding? I couldn't wait for the freaking ad.
Just gotta have a battle maniac character like Uzo where he doesn't care if he gets it. That requires me to have Constitution.
It does. It does in fact require you to have Constitution.
To be fair,
I
I'm
feel
pretty
like
sure the character I'm playing in Jeff's one shot has Constitution. Like a significant amount of Constitution. I'm pretty sure.
I think okay, hold
like
on.
+2 or
what?
+3.
Okay, I was about to say, what's a significant amount of Constitution to you? Because I have a funny feeling, like, you know, like 1, no.
But I was gonna say, shut up, okay? I'm not stupid.
Comparatively, a +1 is significant to Eris, exactly. Dude, a +1 would probably double Eris's health.
It would. That's the sad part. You're absolutely right. It would double her health.
Insane. Absolutely insane. See, I don't think I've ever not had at least a +1 to Constitution.
I know. To be fair, Eris was the first time I had less than a +1 to Constitution. I really wanted strength, and I was willing to sacrifice anything to get it.
Even health, even safety, even the ability to concentrate on your spells in battle, which I feel like is actually arguably more important.
I don't want to talk about it.
I generally max con, but I like playing tanks in D&D, so I feel like my con is usually 2 if not 3. I think Bo has a 3 to con. I think.
That's kind of a lot. I think that's kind of excessive, honestly.
Yeah, but he needs the HP because he gets hit, right? And then he also needs to concentrate on spells. So it just keeps him up in battle longer, and then make sure the spells stay. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I think con is one of the, like, best stats you can have. With how squishy Bo is, it's not excessive in my opinion. Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. Because I can't really do, like, a ton to help his AC, and I do not think that, you know, making his dex more to give +1 to his AC at this point is going to help him. I think it'll turn like 15 into 16. And most of the stuff that's hitting us is hit like 20. So it's like, I don't even think that's gonna help at all. So I go for con. Cause like, isn't your AC minuscule comparatively? Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Like, and like, the only way I could up the AC more is with dex, and it won't get it that much higher. Like, it really won't. So it's not super worth. Because con not only helps with, like, staying up in battle longer. That's why I like Barbarian and Brutalist. I up the con, which gives me more HP, but also ups AC, because unarmored defense, yeah. But I think I like playing spellcasters, so I'm okay with having a lower AC. Like, it doesn't really bother me that much, in all honesty. Because if you have enough HP, then it's like, okay, it's a little bit scary right now, but at least I can heal myself. Like, you know what I mean? Look at Suki. I mean, if you're in the back line, yeah, fair. Which I am, right? I'm not getting hit that often. If I am getting hit, it's with, like, projectiles. So it's like, whatever. Like... And also, like, I guess it's like, a nat 20 is a nat 20. You having a higher AC isn't gonna do anything, but you having con might just let you survive that nat 20, you know? Maybe not by much, but you don't need much, you just need to be able to stand just a little longer. But if your thing is, an aura with a radius around you, or hitting with martial weapon, you'd want calm. Mal.
Yeah. But I don't care.
You're like, but hammer. But hammer.
Hammer.
I really like Suki's, like, color palette. Like, the red eyeshadow, the green outfit, the yellow fans. Ugh. It's so pretty. Honestly, I love all the Avatar character designs.
They're all so good.
So pretty. I'll forgive Eris's lack of con if they do the hammer time dance with Uza.
I don't know what that looks like.
What?
I don't
Yeah, you
remember
do.
what it looks like. What does it look like? I got you, one sec. That is not the hammer time dance.
I'm pretty sure it is.
That is the Fortnite
No!
emote.
Oh wait, no, it's this. Hold on. Can't do it.
Is that no?
I'm pretty sure that's the hammer time dance. So that's a... Hal DMs? Here, I'll show.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I'll get to the dance, one sec. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
I was trying to do it, I just suck at it.
You did the Fortnite emote dance first.
Well,
I'm not
that's
gonna
because
let you out. I'm not gonna let you get that down.
I just had a little bit of a brain fart, okay? I already explained my brain's not really working right now.
Sure. Excuses.
Whatever. I did the dance the right second time.
You did. I will give you that.
Would Eris do it? Bo would. But I think you already knew that. Ow! Oh my god. Bo would do anything for a cookie if Uza asked, I feel like. I mean, Bo likes dance. They are glasses buddies after all. It's true. It's true. And you're probably right. Bo just wants to vibe. He just wants, he's not even like really an adventurer. He just wants to do music stuff. This adventuring thing kind of fell in his lap. He was just trying to find where to do like music gigs where he could do the music that he wanted to do. Which is orchestral. Like, which I don't think he's really found yet. Okay, side note. Now I think about it. Did Uza ever tell the party that Snappy is just an old man? No. And I'm pretty sure the reason he didn't tell us is because he was just covered in blood from like that fight thing after he figured out like Snappy. And Bo was like, what did you do? And Uza was like, don't worry about it. So I don't think he said anything. Maybe he did he? I don't think he did. He was probably too distraught to say anything.
I thought I had a talking sword. Turns out it's just some guy.
Just some dude just throwing away his stuff. Because I was for like a good day or two IRL. He's just like, this entire time? Snappy was just, this entire time? Like... When, like, Ace started, like, talking as the dude that was Snappy, I was just sort of sitting there for a second, I was like, that's the same voice as the sword. Wait a second, and then I started putting it all together. My brain did not connect the two. It wasn't just that, I think it was like... Something else also clued me in. I don't remember what it was. Because Ace has used the same voice for multiple characters before. Yeah, but this felt different. It felt different. I don't know.
I think it was the way that he described him. Like, it made me think, oh my god, is that the sword?
Oh, well, he did also say that he used to be, like, a dwarf before. And this dude was a dwarf, and I was like, wait a second. That plus the sword. Plus...
For me, it reminded me of the picture I drew of Snappy, like, as a 5-minute doodle. Like, I don't know how I picked up on it, but I did, and, yeah.
Look, it's Suki.
Need him.
Also, in my defense, the way he was talking about stuff from my backstory, so I thought that's what he was hinting at. Oh, did you think it was, like, someone specific from your backstory? Because if that's the case, that makes more sense why you wouldn't pick up on it, because we don't know your backstory. So, we're just going off of knowledge we knew, and we know Snappy, because he's your sword. So that's all fair, that's fair. That's a really nice shade of green.
Thank you.
Isn't it? It's like a minty, but like diluted, like basil. Pretty. I actually really like the color green.
It used to be your signature color for a while.
It used to, but then I love yellow. But I will admit, I look better in green. Like, I know I look better in green, but I love yellow, like as a color, so I wear it all the time. Yeah, I thought it was something about my backstory, because he said he was a promoter at one point. Ah! And he's been in Shadowfell before. So for Uza, those two made more sense than this random dwarf being his sword. I mean, to be fair, I guess you wouldn't expect a random guy to be your sword. I guess that wouldn't be the first conclusion you come to. I just remember when you like found out you were so, you're, huh? Huh? Oh, it was pretty funny. That was both mine and Uza's reactions. It was pretty funny. Have I had a moment like that in D&D? Where like I didn't see it coming? I mean, like, I definitely like moments before it, like as like the buildup is happening, I'm like connecting the pieces all before it's like said, right? Like I didn't know this whole time that that dude was going to be snappy, but just the more he was like describing him, I was like, wait a second, 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 you know? That was all canon in game. A lot of times when like there's big reveals like that happening, it's like, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. I think you were confused for a second when Traven first left. I definitely was. Well, I figured that he probably left to go to the Feywilds. I think my confusion was more like, wait, well now what's gonna happen? Is Ollie gonna get a new character? Or wait, what are we doing? What? And yeah. I did figure that he probably left. I think it took me a couple seconds afterwards, because I did not expect that to happen.
Yeah, but like when he was describing like Amira going to Traven and trying to steal the thing, I was like, oh no, he's already gone.
Yeah. I 100% left it to you guys if you followed him. I would have still been Traven at that point if you went with him.
I wish we did.
I wanted to go. I wanted to go. It was a vote, and I'm pretty sure it was split, and then,
It was an awful thing to have to vote for, because it was like, obviously, like, I don't know, like, I wanted to go and do it a thing, right? But it's also like, I wasn't sure if we were gonna live.
And then,
if we decided to do that.
then, Bird Boy was like, no, I'm gonna go. You guys don't go.
Yeah. So that kind of was the nail in the coffin, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I blame Ace.
And he was still too late.
Yeah, honestly.
And now he's dead. I forgot that just happened. He did just die. Maybe he can be with Calcule now. If you went with him, Traven and B might have still been alive, and they would have had a happy ending. Rip. I do wish that we got to see it all in action, because we would have learned so much about, like, the auras, too. Right?
Yeah.
And I feel like going to the Feywilds would have been, like, really fun. I definitely do want to go to the Feywilds at least at some point in the campaign. We've always been in the material plane. The only time that we went to a different plane was the Chaos Realm, you know? The character I wrote for Jeff's campaign, his one-shot, he's from the Feywilds. But nope, Traven had to kill the one he loved after seeing him turn into a monster.
Yeah, dude, what the heck?
Sorry. Tropes like that. Man, they get me. Yeah. Ugh. I do love, like... there's... Brain! There's so much... So many ideas swimming through my brain right now. It's hard to, like, focus on anything. I really, like... I want to know everyone's backstories. I need to see everyone's chapters. I can't wait to take you guys to Shadowfell. I'm excited for that, especially because, like, I don't know what Uz is like. He has kids. I want to know. I want to know what it all. Yeah, there's so many goodies. I'm so curious. Does he? He said he had kids, did he not? I swear.
I don't remember.
There are kids in his backstory that he cares about. Maybe he calls everyone kids, though. Uza's also crazy. He actually doesn't have, like, any family at all. It's just all in his head. Honestly, no. Well, we did see, some kids fighting off. Well, no, it was like Uza's aura was fighting off the dude to protect the kids. That sort of thing. Who knows? I mean, I feel like we'll find out pretty soon. I feel like... I think we agreed we were going to go to Sky's backstory next, but I feel like isn't Uza's issue a little bit more... Well, no, they're both pretty pressing. Because one is a star piece. I don't... We just need to go to... So much story. So many interesting things. I really... When it comes to, like, backstories, I do find it really interesting when people, like, have, like, kids in their backstory. Right? Like, well, I just wrote, like, a character. He's, like, married and has, like, a daughter. But he's also divorced. And it's like, wait, you have kids? I always think that's... I mean, Uza has been asking to go see his family for a while now, because that one guy, yeah. But we don't know what family is. It could be anything. Found family. Family. Kids. Or parents. Grandparents, I don't know. Could be everyone. Family guy. For all you know, it can all be in his head. That would be insane. It's like we go down, like, to Shadowfell. He's like, there's my family. Oh, thank God they're safe. And he's just talking to a bunch of different rocks. And we're just like, he just picks up a rock. He's like, this is my mom. Oh, this is my, like, you know, I was like, well, nice to meet you. What do we do? Like, that's basically the same situation as Belle. I need to go save my kids. You don't really have kids. Belle, you're going crazy. You're going crazy. For real though, I had a very specific trope in mind when I made Uza's family that I think you'd like. I'm interested. I want to see. I need to see. I have a lot of specific tropes I like. What are specific tropes I don't like?
Oh.
I do really like the, like, this one's kind of specific, like weirdo found family. Like, you know Black Clover? How they're all just, like, weirdos and outcasts, and, like, they're all, like, I love that trope. That's a good found family trope. Oh, and, like, Fairy Tail has it too, you know? The issue is the trope might not be obvious unless you're paying attention or specifically ask. I bet I could figure it out. I'll do a little puzzle. I'll, like, figure it out. I feel like I'm pretty good at paying attention to specific details. I say as I usually forget really big things. Ah. When we get there, let me know if you do. I'll remember. I'll be looking for a specific trope. And then I'll be like, is it actually? Is this the trope? And I'll be dead wrong. And it'll be really embarrassing. You're really focused.
I know.
Like, I can, like, hear the focus. It's weird to explain. It's like the quietness is, like, very, like, focused quiet. You know when, like, quietness has different sounds? Like, there's different sounds of silence. You know? There's, like, the annoying sound of silence. There's, like, the creepy sound of silence. There's, like, the calming sound of silence. There's, like, the focused sound of silence. You know? There's the tense sound of silence. I can't explain why. Actually, I heard like when people are filming movies, they'll like film the sound of silence in the room because there's different sounds of silence depending on what room you're in.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. At the end of the campaign, if the fun stuff doesn't come out, I'll send you the backstory and you'll find out eventually. Yes! I like the song, The Sound of Silence. Disturbed Sound of Silence. Lots of different sounds of silences. To sit in solemn silence.
The dull dark dock, the perpetual person with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short sharp shock on the chippy chopper with the big black block.
Also, that is a true fact. That was my job on set at one point. Yeah, that's so crazy though. My dad was telling me the same thing. He was like, yeah, it was like, we have to like sometimes record. I'm like, what? I guess that you can tell when silence is wrong. The wrong sound. That's crazy. That's not something you would even like think of. It's like, you know, like different tastes of water, like different water brands taste different. You can't really like describe it. It's just like, because you wouldn't think that water would taste different from one another because it tastes like nothing. Like, you can't describe the taste of water. You need to get the silence of the room when it's empty and when it has actors in it. That's crazy. The acoustics are different, so while you don't consciously know, you'll feel something is wrong. I think I also heard that sometimes like horror movies will specifically like do it wrong to create a very subtle sense of like tenseness or something. Yep. Crazy. Subconsciously making you just like on edge. Genius. Audio is a big factor that no one thinks about. Oh, so I just watched this anime called Stars Align. It was pretty good. Though the ending was very unexpected, insane. I guess. It was a very like, whoa, what is happening? Whoa.
I felt the same way.
I was like, hold up. Did we skip a chapter? But they had really good like audio for like creating like very tense situations, I feel like. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you just have to watch it. It's really good. Just, the ending's weird, but I don't think it was supposed to be an ending, is the other thing. But I don't even know where they would have gone from there. Like, it was a jump. They were just trying to create a cliffhanger at the end of the season, and I mean, it's a cliffhanger, but what just happened? Because, like, look at it this way. How do you feel watching a stream when they have background music versus when it doesn't, when there is a lull in the talking? They both have different feelings. That's true. I usually prefer to have background music. I don't know. It kind of depends on the stream, I guess. I don't know. See, I don't really think about these things usually. And yet, you are totally right. They do have different feelings. Different vibes. Different contexts. I guess it's something that's important to think about. Like when you're creating a stream, like, oh, what kind of like vibe do I want to give off? Right? And that can determine how you set your stream up. Would you say that Suki's harder to draw than the other characters? I know you said she's difficult, but who?
I think yes, Suki is definitely the hardest one to draw.
Out of all of them? Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's the way that her headpiece is, her makeup is really difficult to draw consistently.
You don't usually draw characters with makeup either.
Yeah. There's a reason why.
I think it looks good though.
Yeah, it's she's definitely the one where like, you know, I had to put a lot of extra effort into drawing her in order for it to look good though.
But she looks good.
Yeah, it paid off, but like, you know, it's just kind of annoying to do.
But she's the last one. Then we can go through them. I'm trying to think of who my favorite is that you've drawn so far. I think I like your Aang the most. I like the way you drew Aang.
Yeah. I like my Aang.
Oh,
I still think Katara is my favorite.
Thank you for contributing to the chibi icons. Another interesting thing is the amount of people in the room changes how the silence is as well. As the shape of the room, as well as the shape of the room. That's why there isn't. What was that? Did you hear that?
No.
It was like a loud beep. You didn't hear that?
No, I'm listening to music, man.
Whatever. That's why there isn't just one overall silence films can take and just reuse. I can definitely see like the amount of people changing the sound of silence because I feel like, okay, this is gonna sound like really creepy. I had a French teacher who like had really good ears. Like she could hear like everything. And like she described like she could tell like that people were near her because she could hear the blood running through their bodies. Which, gross. But it's a disturbing thing to think about, but I guess we're always making noise. Like, I mean, our bodies are constantly like in motion doing something, you know? We're like machines, so you can always hear some sort of like gears whirring or whatever. You know what I mean? Not like literally, but you get what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can do that too, although it's difficult. I do not think I can hear that well. That's crazy. But she could like hear like very specific things. Like, it drove her kind of crazy. She was
She was a little bit insane.
I loved her though. She was really nice. Both of the French teachers were really nice. But yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. It's like, I don't know why that's a disturbing thing to think about. That you can like, I mean, it shouldn't be disturbing to know that your body's working, you know? And yet it kind of is.
I swear I colored that part in.
You might have accidentally undid. I want to go to the world's quietest room because you can hear your own blood. Your own blood flow as well as heartbeat if it's strong enough. That's crazy. The way I imagine the sound of blood flow and stuff is like just running water basically, and that disturbs me. I probably am wrong on how it sounds, or like a slight like trickle of water, you know?
That is not how I imagine blood flow sounding.
How do you imagine it sounding?
I imagine it sounding a bit like a heartbeat.
Well then, why would you differentiate blood flow and heartbeat if they sound the same?
But I imagine it sounds more like a pump than a trickle.
You're probably right, but I don't know. It's more of a staticky sound. Really? I wouldn't expect that at all. I don't even know how that makes any sense for it to sound that way. I'm like trying to imagine it, and I wouldn't imagine that as blood flow sound. I don't... Oh, wait! DMs if you're curious. Wait, I just thought about it, because if it does sound staticky, I think I know what you're talking about. Like, you know when you, like, close your eyes? I'll listen to it later. But you know when you close your eyes, like, really tight and you can hear it, like, that... Is that the sound of blood flow? Because if it is, I do understand what you're talking about when you say staticky. If so, I guess that's not too scary.
Does not sound staticky to me, though.
When you close your eyes really tight?
Yeah, it sounds like pressure is what I can... how I would describe it.
It's more like a low rumble, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not it, but that's the only thing I can think of that would sound staticky that I've heard before in my own body, if that makes any sense. Here, I'll listen to this. We'll see how it sounds. Yeah. It does sound like that. Oh, it also, like, when you hold your breath underwater for a long time, I think you can hear it. I've never thought of that. I don't know. I don't know what I thought that sound was, but I never thought of it as, like, blood flow. Though I guess that makes sense.
Okay.
I love all the, like, Fire Nation disguises. I think they're some of my favorites of all the outfits that they wear. I do love, like, the color red. And they just had fun style, you know? Right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was a trickle. I think if it did sound like a trickle, I would be weirded out. You know?
Yeah.
Because then I feel like just the sound of like trickling water in general is kind of like nerve-wracking because it's like, oh, there's a leak somewhere, I need to fix it, you know? Right?
Mm-hmm.
She's so cute. You gotta remember that the veins and stuff is under a lot of skin and stuff, as well as it being full, so you wouldn't hear the actual flow. That's true. That's also, well, okay. I don't know, that's also kind of a disturbing thought. Though it does make sense. I was, actually, I don't think I can say that. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, you know like when blood like rushes to your head? If you're, okay, if your blood sounded like water, then that means that there's a lot of empty space in your veins, so it'll just collapse and not be good. Ooh, yeah. Probably wouldn't be good. I mean, that doesn't sound good.
Y'all, I'm done.
Get on a focus mode. Look at that! That's such a good spread.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that.
Okay, so got Suki.
Suki. May.
Appa and
Momo.
Momo.
Hey.
I love this spread. I do like Aang a lot.
Tylee.
Tylee is also very good.
Sokka. Azula. Azula is probably my least favorite spread.
I love Katara so much. Hers is... ugh. I like Katara's... Oh, and Iroh! Oh, they're also good!
Zuko is not that good in my opinion.
I do love Toph. You're really good at drawing Toph.
That's why I drew her first, because I knew I could.
It's basically the difference between a full water balloon and one that isn't inflated with only a little bit of water. Ooh, yeah.
Yay!
Yippee!
This took 3.5 hours.
Woohoo! But
4 pictures of Suki. Yeah, yeah. I told you she was hard to draw.
But ta-da! Look at that. So, should we look for someone to raid then? You sound
Yes.
tired.
Okay.
Let me see who we've got. Let's see.
I'm gonna take a nap afterwards.
You raided this person before, right? I'm pretty sure you have.
Yes.
Do you want to raid them?
Oh yeah, I forgot to follow them last time.
Oh, well, you can follow them this time.
Yeah.
Here. There. Nick,
Ew.
have a good rest of your day, guys. Yes, you guys all have a good rest of your week. We're going to be back on Monday, because we don't have a stream on Saturday. But yeah, so we've rated this person before. They have pretty awesome art. I love their model. Very, very cool. So go show them some love, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye!